Do you know that meme? Okay. We're good. Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Hope you're doing well. And today's gonna be a fun day for those who are hanging out. We're gonna have a lot of things to talk about because we do have a special guest. We are joined by Silence here, the man, the myth, the legend. And
hey, you guys.
Yeah, man. Dude, tell the people who are maybe new to you, because you've been quieter lately. Tell them who you are and why you love Splinterlands.
Yeah, man. So it's I, the Psy. You guys might know me from Splinterlands TV. Did that for basically the whole time I was around. I do some YouTube videos every now and then, and lately I've been doing some Hive posts and linking that to my YouTube type stuff as well. I enjoy Splinterlands. I'm taking a little bit of a breather with the content, and I've been really enjoying just kind of posting more about this stuff that I actually like and find important instead of just trying to pump out content. I feel like that's given me kind of a new breath of life on my Splinterlands kind of career. I'm playing, well, I shouldn't say playing, I'm doing a lot of wild botting right now, but also kind of studying the modern metagame. And my most recent things that I've been talking about were $2 packs is a big thing of mine, as well as survival mode are my two most recent videos that I just put out. So I've been prepping for survival mode. I've been pushing the $2 packs for Conclave Arcana, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, man, I've been enjoying Splinterlands. I've been playing since 2020, I think now, December 2020, and I'm still going.
Love it. Thanks for coming to hang out today. Silence has
yeah, buddy.
He has about an hour here with us, guys. So I'm going to be here for as long as this takes. I'm expecting this to be a live. That's probably going to be in the neighborhood of 90 minutes to 2 hours, guys. If you're hanging out, please drop the like. I want more people to run through. What we're doing today, if you don't know, is we're going to be doing a live tournament. We're going to have 16 combatants go to town and fight each other, and there's going to be real cash prizes. InLeo, the app that that it's a social media app on the Hive blockchain that mimics, I would say, is mimicking what X is doing. And so, there's opportunity for blockchain connectivity, rewards, community building. And just as Silence said, with respect to Hive, getting paid for some of your posts, that's awesome when you can drop community and kind of crowdsource, let's say, that financial encouragement, because it is work to put together posts that are quality and amazing. And so InLeo, check it out, guys. And they kindly have thrown together some value that they're going to sponsor this tournament with. And on the screen, I think you'll be seeing in a minute here. It should be showing through on the live in probably a couple seconds. But there's an InLeo Showdown page. And we have 16 combatants that have entered their name in advance of today, actually. Many of them have given me their username as of even 6 days ago. And so the names are on the list here, and I'm not going to try and pronounce them because frankly, they're not all going to be easy to say, but some of them I know. I see CPOL, or I think it's CPOL. I recognize that name. Who else do I recognize? Balthazar 88. I wonder if that's Luke. Say Die and Jagged. And yeah, so we'll see who's going to be taking home some prizes. But if you can see on the screen, there's a $50 Leo cryptocurrency sort of package for number 1, 35 for number 2, and $15 for number 3. And it's a tournament that's going to use modern ghost cards, and so you're not going to have any of these cards. It's expert level, meaning the highest level of cards are going to be available to you, and 99 mana cap, all elements available. And so this is key if you're going to be participating in this battle today, and know that you got to know these rules, because you're gonna challenge one another subject to these rules. That's what I'm asking the combatants to do, because John Doe and Jane Doe are going to fight each other. John's going to send a challenge to Jane, and you're going to set it up at 99 mana cap, all elements available, modern ghost cards available to you, expert level, and rule sets just the normal rule set to keep it simple. And what we'll do is in the first round, I want one match from each of the combatants, because we can't be here all day. And I do think and in the second round, we'll see more battles. I think we'll do 3 battles from the second round, and we'll do a five battle from the finalists. And so I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, we're gonna talk Splinterlands while we're at it. But if you're here and you're thinking to yourself, well, I missed it, I'm not going to be in the tournament, so I'm going to dip. Don't do that, because you actually might slip in here. We could get some last minute entrants. What could happen here is I'm expecting one of these contestants to show up. I got too curious in one of these battles here. What if he doesn't show up? Well, if he's not here, I want to go to the audience and find who's here, because I need live contestants for this thing. And so stick around. Make sure your username is in the chat. Blaze KOS is actually in the chat, and he's monitoring the chat, and he's grabbed some names already. And so hang out, have some fun, listen to us, me and Silence, talk about Splinterlands, and maybe there'll be some prizes. Plus, I think there may be some extras as well here, guys. So it's not just about the cash prizes. There may be some cards or some packs that we'll be looking at. And so yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. Make sure you hit like so people hear it. YouTube, that's how they know, guys. Press the like, share it if you want, wherever you share things like this. And yeah, let's have some fun today. But Silence, you said three. Go ahead.
And I got two things. Don't worry, guys. I won't be participating in this one, so I'm going to give some other people a chance to win. So have no fear. Sai isn't in that one. And secondly, just to kind of pump in Leo a little bit and Hive themselves, as you guys know, I just started doing some more serious blogging on Hive, and I've created an InLeo account as well. And I cannot stress enough that it is definitely worth your while to start blogging on these platforms. I'm not even monetized on YouTube, for instance, but when I went ahead and I started making some Hive posts, I've been transferring some of that into InLeo, which I'm still kind of getting used to. It's definitely a way to not only get some reach with your content, but also to be able to pick up those likes, the shares, and a little bit of Leo and a little bit of Hive as well. So thanks to the Leo platform as well, to InLeo and also Hive. Get your content out there. I'm shocked with how well things are going. So there's a little pump for InLeo and Hive too.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna in let's say 3-4 minutes here. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna see who's present, because I need to have everybody present. And in fact, I'm gonna try and find a match here that I'm seeing people in this first round is going to be a little tricky, because it's there's 16 people we're looking for. We're looking obviously we got to make sure not just battle or contestant 1, but contestant 1 and 2 who are supposed to face each other here. I'm sure this first round is going to be a little stumbly, let's say, but we'll get through it, and then by round 2, I think things will be heating up, because people will be closer to those prizes, and I know they'll be present by then. Some people's alarms might be just going off, getting them in here, but I want. It's not necessarily going to be the case where every match is going to fight at the exact same time, but in round 1, we need to see all round 1 combatants over before we move into round 2. So I want to share. I'm going to put on Twitter right now. And you guys should follow me on Twitter. It's Time N Attention. Time, the word time, the letter N, and the word attention. And I'm going to post on there the InLeo battle here. And you're going to see. Print screen. Give me a second here, guys. This will be the people that are fighting today. And if you're here and you're wondering you got a match, these are first round matches. You can see right now if you're on there, and if you're here and your name's on there, you can go ahead and send this battle over to whoever your opponent would be. First round, boom, and this way, instead of me trying to read off some of these names that are not actually even English words. You can go ahead and send some battle messages to whoever you would be facing off against. And then once you are complete, InLeo, Showdown has begun. Send your first round battle challenges now. And you know what? Send me the link for your battle after it's over. One battle for first round. Winner goes on. Okay, so I just put that out on X, and you know what? Silence, I want to send some. Let's show the guys what it looks like too while we're here, because I actually want to challenge you. So we go into play,
Ooh, all right.
And I know it's under play, right? Rank. It wouldn't be rank. This is new to me too. I've done it a couple times with Blaze, and it's. I like how effective it is in terms of, you know, how you can control the battle mechanic, what you can pick and what you can't pick, the rule sets, the mana cap, the cards that are available, etc. There it is. So under the play window, on the top right hand side, there's a challenge button. And when it's challenge a friend to win bragging rights and prove yourself the better player, does not impact your place on the leaderboard. And so I click challenge, and I'm going to get a new window popping up, and I can find one of my friends. And I love this. This is like one of the new player experience things for Splinterlands, right? It's like for the last year, in probably, was it all of 2024? I think it might have been. We were talking about new player experience, and people often said things like, it's like, where is that going? What does that mean? And I think this is a piece of that. Like, it's like more friendly ways for us to engage. And I know we could always have I don't think I was able to fight you, but I wasn't able to have like whatever cards I want. Why not, man? There's no reason to not give me the ghost cards for a card or for a battle that doesn't affect rank at all. Silence, what's your in-game name?
It's Silence. P-S-I-L-E-N-C-E.
Okay. So I'm going to do all cards.
Ready to go.
I'm going to do modern cards. I'm going to do the rule sets that were allowed in the tournament.
Let's do the rule set that we're doing in the tourney.
Okay. Ghost modern. That's the thing. Ghost modern. So it's going to give me every of the modern cards. Expert level. And we want 99 mana. And then we want rule sets. It's actually, the rule set is essentially like no rule set, like, or nothing applies. So I don't really need, what's that one called where it's like, it's not back to basics. It's the one where it's just like normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't actually remember the name of normal rule set. I think it's just like standard battle.
That's right. It's just called standard.
No rules apply.
It's just called standard. Yeah. And so standard rule set, 99 mana cap, all elements, modern, ghost cards, and expert. And it's modern, ghost, or ghost modern, because that's going to enable all the cards. And I'm going to send this invitation. Silence, go ahead and throw me that yes when you have the chance, and then let's demonstrate what this is, guys, so that you guys, when you're sending out your battles, you feel like you're not confused by this. Maybe you haven't done challenges before, and so this is how easy it is. And I'm waiting on his match now. He said yes to me. I can see a bit about him, right? His rating
has been accepted.
I can see his rating, his power level. I can see his last 5, just like a regular rank battle would be. And okay, and so we go create match. Silence has access to my screen, so if he wants, he can have a peekaboo. But he's gonna be, so I'm gonna have to get
my. I don't think I need any extra advantages against you. I think we're good.
Okay, let's see here. Man, I wish there's so many fun cards I wish I could play with that my head goes immediately to cards I know. When you have access to Ghost Card Silence, because you've played in Ghost tournaments, even at Splinterfest, did you feel like...
Yeah, buddy.
You feel like... does your head go, I know what I like to do with my deck? Or do you immediately start thinking, I know what I will do because I now have all the cards? Like, where do you go?
There are some cards that I'm not used to playing yet, and those are the cards that I'm looking for. But I've normally got a pretty good idea of what I want to do, and then I just kind of try and fill in the blanks, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it right now, is just trying to do my normal thing and add a little bit of a bonus oomph to it. Ditto. So I think that I've got that pretty much locked here right now.
Ditto. I do the same thing. Like my first thought is, what do I like to do? Or like, how do I know I have certain things I rely on regularly. I'm going to lean on that. Like right now I'm throwing at you a match. I submitted my team, and I'm in as well. Oh, of course, tofu. Why didn't I think about tofu? I didn't even consider tofu, honestly. Yeah.
You fool! You always go tofu. You've given me first strike on every one of my guys. I've got true strike.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so what can I do here?
I'm actually thinking about. Yeah, let's see it.
I'm gonna taunt. Do I taunt him down? Yeah, because I gotta taunt down your. I gotta. Oh, I can't say that out loud. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So, have you submitted your tactics?
No, not yet.
Okay. So I want to talk about this match, guys, and then ultimately I want to really this is not about me and Silence going head to head all day long. I really wanted to show this and kind of demonstrate the tool and also the fun that I really do have with this. But also, then I want to feature the InLeo combatants. And so InLeo Showdown, hashtag InLeo Showdown. And I want to do the same thing with your matches. So when you are able to fight against your opponent, again, you guys got to be live. I want to see those links coming through. I want to either on my X post, which I showed you earlier, I said time and attention. If you drop a comment with your battle link, I'm gonna feature it here. I want to see, and then I need to know who won those so I can move you into round 2. But before we do that, I really want to get into this one a little bit. Of course, Tofu. I can't believe I didn't think Tofu. Tofu is almost Tofu. That's one thing that would have been cool with the challenge. I would love if the challenge allowed me to say no, just like in brawls where you can say we're not going to allow Tofu or we're not going to allow Kitty or whatever. Tell me why. Tell me what you picked and why.
I picked Tofu because it's Tofu. And, Izzyar is obviously amazing, and when you can combine him with getting Martyr onto someone who has 2 attacks like Rick, it just ends up being a beatdown machine.
Yep.
So, I'm a big Tofu fan. In fact, I'm too big a Tofu fan. I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah.
And whenever he's basically available to choose, I will pick him. Unfortunately... I'll go into a little bit of politics here. I would love to see Tofu's snare be removed because that matchup that we just saw, I think would actually create a lot more of the paper, rock, scissors into it.
Yeah.
The fact that Tofu has snare, but then Riskul Drath gives everyone flying, kind of takes away from the paper, rock, scissors that Riskul Drath would naturally give against Tofu, by virtue of it having flying and having the ranged attack. So this is literally the reason why I want to see snare removed from Tofu so badly, is because Riskul Drath gives a bonus to ranged attacks, which doesn't trigger thorns. And it would be the perfect counter to Tofu if Tofu didn't have snare on all of the flying that Riskul Drath gives. So, it's just unfortunate that things worked out that way. But I'm just such a big Tofu fan right now. I figure it's pretty much you play as Tofu or you're playing against Tofu. I'll pretty much pick him even in low mana matches right now.
I think you're right.
He's a little off balance.
I think you're right. I think you're either like you said there in Modern League with Ghost, you're really playing as Tofu or you're playing against Tofu. And what I hear there in the second piece where you say you're playing against Tofu, it's recognizing that Tofu has certain there are ways to exploit or to respond. Like for instance, a big piece of how Tofu has success is that every bit of armor matters. So bringing some rust can help. Also, of course, thorns is nasty. So you don't bring melee, or if you're bringing melee, you bring reflection shield. And so reflection shield is a big piece of it for sure. And then I do think there's if I had even been considering Tofu, and I just totally didn't, like I told you before we picked up teams, I just fall into I play Drath all the time. And all I did that was unusual for me was throw in Rick Launemon. And so, of course, you got to think about the Tofu play. Okay.
Same with me. As soon as Rick was available, I chose him because that's one of the cards that I've always wanted to have, and I think it's just such a super powerful card. And I feel like, especially when you can martyr him, that it ends up being even better, right? Because he's got the 2 attacks already built in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, I want to see some matches coming through on the X post, and so I wonder if maybe some people aren't, if your combatant isn't here. So hang on, bear with me while I check in on Discord for a beat. I want to follow up with Blaze. Okay. Are you... So I'll say again, on X, time and attention, I posted the InLeo Showdown map. And so I'm seeing JAOPALAS, J Palace versus Aubrey D. If you're both here, let's get that invitation going. Let's get the combatants fighting. I've got Balthazar 88 versus SPT Bitcoin Flood. I've got Mighty Rock Lee versus PVM I'm going to say PVM I Halanchi. And then I got Kill V See, these are probably all like, the funny thing is I suspect some of these words are like different ways of spelling a word that I would be obvious. It's like almost like a little word puzzle, but I don't know the answer to it. But Kilvien Rex, and then Guri123, Jagged versus Seidai, Channel Magnetic versus Rubilu, Too Curious versus SC Triple O, C Pole versus Flowless. If you guys are hearing your name in there, go to my time and attention and see who you're up against and send those battle matches over. I want to see the comments on my X blowing up with these matches. I want to be able to feature your battles, and I want to move you on to round 2 if you're winning. And if anybody is seeing, if you're here listening to my voice and you say I've sent my invitation and they haven't answered, then drop a comment in the YouTube, because what that might mean is we need to edit the first round combatants. Maybe some of you are here and some of you aren't, and I want to if people haven't showed up, then their name may be removed, and whoever's live here, will just be brought in. Okay, so on the YouTube to pair, yeah. Okay, Blaze is following on YouTube. And I've no doubt that he's going to be able to call some audibles if need be too. So while we're waiting silence, you'd mentioned 2 things that you recently posted on Hive. You're talking about the $2 packs, and you were talking about survival mode. Yep. You did ask me, I want to say a week ago, like, what do I think about $2 packs? I'd love to can I hear like a bit of a 1-minute pitch around why you really think it'd be valuable to have a $2 pack in the next iteration?
Yeah, sure.
I'd love to hear that.
So I'll just make it like super really brief. I feel like when $4 packs were introduced during Chaos Legion, we were in a completely different state of the ecosystem within Splinterlands. There was like an SPS airdrop that was going on. The reward cards weren't soul bound, so you could easily sell those and make a profit. We had a huge amount of money coming in from the increase in price of things like Untamed Alpha Beta. So we were in kind of like a different world in the economy, which could have supported $4 packs. But then what ended up happening was people were buying them for $25 to start off with. I'm talking about Chaos Legion. When people bought Chaos Legion for $25 a pack initially because of the $20 vouchers plus the actual DEC cost of the pack, and then they were further discounted down to under $2 each, it kind of left a little bit of a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths. And we continued with that pricing system going into Rebellion, which Matt did end up fixing, but he carried over the $4 pricing system into Rebellion, which I think has stunted a little bit of the purchasing that might have happened in it, because people were a little bit disillusioned at the prices that Chaos Legion went down to. So Rebellion, while it's a great set, I don't think had the legs that it could have had if it would have gone back to the traditional pricing of Untamed and Alpha Beta, which was 2,000 DEC. And I think that we would have potentially sold more packs and gotten more people involved if we would have done that. And if the goal is basically to try and get new players in, I don't want to see such a big price wall be set up that it's going to discourage people from playing Splinterlands. When you have to look at basically comparing it to other games or other systems, and you're looking at spending thousands of dollars putting it into a new Splinterlands set versus for that same price you could end up purchasing like a PlayStation 5 or something like that as an example. I mean, it's going to be a very hard sell to get people to buy into Splinterlands, even though there's rewards that are associated with it and the cards have value and you can buy, sell, trade them and everything. So I feel like we'd be able to attract a larger market base, more players and more people into the game if we had a lower pricing point of the core sets and everything. So that's kind of like my idea behind the $2 packs, is bring it back to the way that it was. It was a successful model previously, and it's not like Untamed didn't have any value, even being priced that low. And I just like to see that come back so that you can more easily reach those higher levels with the amount of money that you're going to put in, and bring back maybe some of those players who are disillusioned from Chaos Legion and the prices that eventually evolved from all of those sales.
Cool.
So that's my story on why I think bringing back the $2 packs for Conclave Arcana would be a good idea. It's just going back to the way that things were. You know?
Cool. I want to respond to that. I have a couple thoughts, but the first thing I want to say though is we have 24 concurrent viewers and we have 9 likes, guys. let's see like 5-6 more likes right now. Like, frankly, if you're hanging out, like, let YouTube know, because it's actually, especially for this sort of content where we really want to celebrate InLeo, we want to draw new attention into this tournament, and we are filling spots actively right now in the chat. Blaze KOS is grabbing names and throwing first round battles together. And so if you're here, you could have a chance to win $50 worth of the InLeo, or the 20, I think it was 25 for second round or second place. And so there's cash prizes available. There's packs, I think, as well. So, like, let people know. Let's celebrate Splinterlands. Let's get excited about this, and let's show InLeo that it's a good idea to partner with Splinterlands and content creation within Splinterlands, right? That's what this is. It's like, it's partnership, and we want more eyeballs on these things. We want more people being excited about these partnerships. We want more money coming towards tournaments, which end up in your hands as players, right? So come, like, let people know, and thank you for being here, and actively be in the chat, because I saw Blaze is actually grabbing names and saying, he's calling audibles, he's saying you with you and you with you, and so I know soon we're going to see some matches. Drop them on my time and attention, or I guess that's the only way I can think to. I don't think you can send a link in the live YouTube chat. If you're able to submit a battle link in the YouTube chat, that's fine too. I don't think you can, though. And so yeah, let's see how we can handle it. Man, it'd be great if we could, but I don't think we can. Okay.
And guys, I cannot stress enough that like using platforms like InLeo and Hive blog, like, this is revolutionary stuff, guys. When literally your voice being heard represents like potential income and reaching an audience of like-minded individuals who basically want to hear what you have to say and will reward you for posting and sharing content, even your ideas and the likes and the replies. So,
yep.
I mean, this is all new to me. But when I started doing it, like a week or so ago, it's the real deal. It's the real deal.
Totally. So, circling back while we wait for some of those matchups to roll through, and let me see. I'm gonna go on my. I'll just track my comment section and see what we see. Go boom, boom. Looks like we have a couple comments. Is that it? Anyways, I'm gonna. You're talking about Conclave Arcana, and you're saying $2, and you're saying, Chaos Legion was a bit different. Okay, I do have one match, and we'll feature this one next. Okay, so the first thing I thought was, I really like what you're saying around, this is the way it used to be, like Untamed packs and whatnot. And in some sense, that might even be like the end of the argument in some sense. And I generally speaking actually disagree. I generally speaking would say, or at least would have before this conversation have said, no, I like $4, $5 packs. I think it's fine. And for a lot of reasons that I'm happy to unpack right now. But I would say, that's a very strong point. Untamed was, I think, $2, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it?
It was.
And so, I mean, in some sense, that was the way, and I kind of don't really understand why we double it or more than double it. I mean, I think part of it was...
It was kind of it was kind of before, like, DAO votes and stuff like that, right? And it was because, like, it made sense at the time. When you were able to sell Jin O'Shaughnessy for $50 a pop, I mean, it made sense that you could sell a Jin O'Shaughnessy and be like, hey, you know what? I can buy 10 packs off this Jin O'Shaughnessy that I made. Or, hey, look, I'm being dropped SPS that's worth $1 per SPS at the time. So, I mean, those prices made sense. But like I said, we're in kind of like a different ecosystem right now. And and not only that, but the world economy is so different than it was with inflation, the way things are. And I feel like instead of rising pack prices, they should be coming down so we can just attract that larger audience.
Yeah, I think I hear you. And I definitely see value in that argument. And I do think Chaos Legion was a unique moment that really a lot of things we lost sort of track of where we were at and what we were aiming at. And we went haywire in a few different directions. But so I guess I would agree on the sense that it used to be $2 and I don't really see a real strong reason for having to increase it. So that is like almost enough in reason, in my opinion, to say, well, it was, and maybe it should be always, especially with the economy being what it is. Having said that, the pushback, if it's even pushback, is to say that, a lot of people say what you said, which is that we want to have people reach the top tier. We want to make it affordable to fight at the highest levels. that you didn't exactly say those words, but you did say something around, we want more players, we want more people to, and you did talk about reaching the higher levels of the game. And I actually wonder if that's, a lot of people say that, but why are we saying we want the highest levels of Splinterlands to be affordable? I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that piece of the goal, because frankly, with the collectible card game where the assets are potentially they are scarce. Like I know you can release new sets, and the new sets can in some ways mirror what old cards did. There's never an infinite number of any one card, and there's never an exact duplicate of a prior card. And for those reasons, there's almost necessarily, and this is my old theory that has yet to really be fully proven. I think as we see the bull market touch Splinterlands, you're going to see prices go to a new tier, as we've seen with other things of older cards. I believe that. And so I'm saying that these are appreciating assets, and I feel that there's not really I think the top tiers of this game are always going to be, and probably should always be, reserved for the people who are whale money. And that's not even me, by the way. I have like half a Rebellion set. I have a full Chaos Legion set because it's Chaos and that was cheap. But I think the first point holds more water than the second point. What do you think about that?
See, I look at things a little bit differently. I don't think that even if packs were $2, that it ends up being cheap for you to hit the highest levels. I mean, even at $2 packs, you're still looking at thousands of dollars of investment in order to max out your deck. So I don't think that to me necessarily holds water. And secondly, you and I must think about this game a little bit differently. I come from a Magic the Gathering background. When you can play the most expensive Magic the Gathering deck right now in Standard for 3 years, and its overall cost is $500, you never need another set.
Yeah.
So to me, while some people might look at it more like an investment and seeing the card values go up, I look at it like a game that I want to see people play and gain access to, so that we have good match liquidity and that people are enjoying themselves and they're creating more content creators and talking about it more and just getting more and more involved. So I'm one of those fabled Game Boys, more or less, who just want to be able to play. And I think that achieving those higher levels of play is just a lot more fun. Like, if you're playing Bronze and you're playing Diamond, there's an absolute difference in the cards and the card abilities. And I think that the game is more fun at the higher levels because the cards get more abilities, the game gets more complex. And I want to see more people be able to play the game as it's meant to be played, in my mind, which is with all those abilities, seeing the cards actually do what they're meant to do at those higher levels. And by reducing those pack prices, you're able to get more people up to that higher level, which I think involves more enjoyment as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, I look at it differently. I look at it, hey, you know what? Card prices go up, card prices go down. In the end, it's still a game that I want to be able to play.
Yeah.
And I don't want to end up being, what's the right word for it? Stonewalled from being able to reach the higher level because I don't have the same amount of money as a whale. I would still like to be able to play the game at a more affordable rate so I can actually get up there, compete with the whales, maybe not have everything, like maybe not have the legends and maybe not have the Heloises and stuff like that, but at least still be able to be competitive.
It's a good conversation, and I do think
we're looking at it from two different ways.
I do think there's valid, like I see valid arguments on both sides of that conversation, because you ultimately there's not a binary. This is not a binary conversation, because you would admit that cards can't be free, or they shouldn't be free, yep. and I would admit that they shouldn't be infinitely shouldn't be crazy. But I kind of, and maybe $5 is wrong, and maybe $4 is wrong, and maybe $2 is right. But I think there's a conversation to be had around because we're always going to navigate expectations. If we say $2 pack, someone's going to say $1 pack. If we say $3 pack, someone's going to say $2 pack. And I just think you never please everybody. And I do think, whatever the standard ends up being, I like stability more than I like. And so in some sense, again, that's almost like an agreement. Let's go back to what stability was, $2. But it's a good conversation. That's exactly and we do have a battle here that I want to feature. And guys, get your names in the in-game name in the live chat on my YouTube right now. Rolling off the block is that's Blaze KOS. And he's part of the advertising team. He's part of the Splinterlands team. He's here in the chat, and he's grabbing names, and he's throwing together matches. And again, it's a ghost card tournament. You don't have to have the cards. You just need to be present. And so, if you're here right now, I want to see in-game names being dropped, and Blaze will grab your names, send you a match. You challenge one another, and we have one of the challenges right here. This is Seapool versus Flowless, and I actually saw in the chat who won, but I can't even remember, so this will be a surprise to me too. Let's see what you think here, Silence. What are you seeing? Obviously, Tofu is it's a similar play. Plus, he's got a triage over here. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be Tofu because, I mean, Possibilious involves a lot of melee striking, and Tofu is the anti-melee striker. He's got a little bit of magic, but, I mean, in the end, I just feel like Tofu's going to take it away with the thorns.
That's right. And he's got the Rick Lanham over here.
It's a very similar setup as to... Yeah. Very similar setup as to what I had going last time as well with the double revive on Iziar.
That's right. We'll play it at 4 speed because I don't think we're going to see any big surprises here. I think you're right, Silence, especially with the triage over here. And, this card is so good with that play that you did. I forget what this card's Commander Goff or whatever, with the Resurrect.
Commander Goff.
Yeah. The Resurrect is so clutch in conjunction with what this thing is doing. And then when you can bring triages to make this, even if... This play can be quite the Tofu play can be like quite long. Like if one of the things is, even if I brought, for instance, Reflection Shield and I'm not being thorns out by you, there's such a sustainedness to the triage that Tofu can provide, as well as inherent triages that are already existent on the green and the white team. And so it can be such a long grind. So Flowless won that. Flowless is going to move on to round 2. Seapool, thanks for competing. And again, drop your in-game names. There's real cash prizes available here, guys. InLeo is featuring paying money to support Splinterlands and encourage tournaments, and because they want you over there. InLeo, again, you can post X style content, and you can build your own fan base, and it's it's super valuable, super interesting. Go check it out, InLeo. And so it's InLeo Showdown, and that's why we're doing it. And they put together here, I'll show you again, we got $50 for the number 1, we got 35 for number 2, and 15 for number 3. And it's a 99 mana cap challenge with all elements available. Ghost modern cards, meaning you can have access to all of them. Expert level summoner, and the standard rule set, meaning you could say no rule set is another way of saying that, because that just means no strange rules. Guys, there was another piece that you talked about. You also talked about, so I think I hear where you're coming from with respect to the $2 packs. Survival mode is very exciting to me. In a nutshell, for those who aren't going to know about it, survival mode is a competition that Splinterlands is going to be creating and releasing really soon, I think. I think it's imminently, to my knowledge. And you'll be able to battle within a different rank. It's another version of rank battle. And you'll receive SPS prizes. You'll receive, there's leaderboard opportunities in the same way. And those prizes are coming, as I recall, from the team for the beginning. But suffice it to say, it's another rank experience where instead of you battle with the same cards over and over again, when your card loses a match, it's dead or on cooldown. It's not destroyed. You still keep it. It's not ruining your non-fungible tokens, your cards, but it is putting them on sleep or on they can't be used for a certain number of days. And that timeline differs depending on the rarity of the card as well as the level, I think. But suffice it to say, this game mode is going to really introduce a new way of engaging with Splinterlands for those who have really deep decks. Are you excited about survival mode, Silence? Let's get another pitch from you around what you're thinking. Oh, hang on, before you do that though, Blaze, before you say that,
I'm just trying to get Channel Magnetic in here.
Okay.
So Channel Magnetic, who's he supposed to be facing right now? Is he still in there? Because I see him in Discord right now asking who his match is against.
Okay, so there we go. Hang on, shrinking to 1 bracket, waiting next battle versus Sadie. Okay, so Blaze is calling an audible. He's got some. So who is it? Magnetic. What's the name?
Channel Magnetic. CHANLEL Magnetic.
Is that his in-game name?
He's typing right now. He's in Tavern right now.
And chatting with Silence He would fight if we need a contestant. Yeah,
Yeah, let's get him in there if we
Blaze is sorting it out. He's on the back end here, guys. He's doing hard work. I know he's stressing too. He wants to make sure this goes clean and flow. This is always like, there's always bumps and hurdles when we're doing like a live thing like this. If we were all sitting in the same place like what we did at Splinterlands, man, how cool is that when we're all in the same room, we're all competing at different
buddy.
That was awesome. Hey,
I'm dying for the next. All right, you got me talking about Splinterfest. All right, I don't get out that much. I got 4 kids and stuff at this point. But when I only had 3 kids, my wife allowed me, I'm putting that in quotes, to go to Splinterfest, and it was amazing. It was one of the best times of my life. Got to talk to other similar, like-minded people. I was really disappointed that we haven't had another Splinterfest yet, but I know that especially if we had it in the Philippines, I would love to go and travel to the Philippines. I've even got my wife on board to go to Thailand and then follow it up to go to like somewhere in PH and be able to go to the next Splinterfest. I'm just pumped, and I'm really hoping that we have some success here with Splinterlands. We get things rolling to the point when we can have another Splinterfest. I'm just so looking forward to that. It was one of the best, like, I don't know, maybe I'm lame, but it was one of the best times I've ever had in my life, because you could just chill and talk Splinterlands. And aside from like doing my little blogging that I do, or having a few like a few Twitch streams or posting, it really gives you a chance to talk to other like-minded people about the game that you love. So man, I really want to see that back.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. And it was so much fun. And I do have another match on the screen here, guys. This is between PVM Halanche versus Aubrey D. And again, we have a Tofu matchup. Aubrey doing something a little bit different, dropping out the Olivia the Brook. And then PVM on the top, going our first submission from Nidhogger. And Nidhogger, Nidhogger's a controversial summoner. And
I think he's got a chance on this one.
Yeah. What are you seeing, and why do you say that?
Nidhogger has a chance.
What are you saying? What are you seeing?
I think Nidhogger has a chance on this one. I can't see what he chose, if he chose Blast or if he chose the other thing. But if he chose Blast and put it on Raw, I think that he's actually got a real chance at doing some damage, because Raw with his scatter shot would get around just having everything pump on Izzyar, and he might be able to just like scatter shot twice, get some Blast in, hitting for 4 and then 2. So he could actually potentially do 4, 5, 6, 8. He could do 16 damage a hit using Raw right now if he's got Blast on Raw.
The only question,
and he's not using a lot of melee strikes, so I'm liking it.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what you're seeing. Plus he doesn't have the Rick Launum on Beast on the bottom line here, which could be a real problem for PVM. I do think probably I would guess Aubrey's going to pull it out, because I think the Raw, if it has Blast, is going to miss its shots with the 2 speed. But if he went Execute with the speed buff, that I would put speed buff Execute there, speed buff Execute there, and maybe. But then again, you're going to run into walls with your Thorns damage. So I'm giving it to Aubrey. Let's find out. Let's watch it and see what happens.
Ooh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Don't 4x this one. Don't 4x this one. Let's let this one slow roll a little bit, because I think that this is going to be a good one.
Okay, we got 2 speed. The Max Rage is such a beast of a card.
Oh, it is Blast. He's got the Blast on Rage. I hope he's got the Blast. Oh, it's just so devastating. He's got just having. Oh, it's just so devastating.
Yeah. There's just not enough meat shield. Like I can see that. I can see what you're saying. If there was room to cook, if there was time for the Raw to do what the Raw can do, you're right. But he needed who could he have put? Like there's that flank monster with like 26 hit points. I forget its name. It's got no attack. It's got 12 armor. And something.
He looks like a giant hippo.
Yeah,
the hippo.
Maybe something like that to just really.
Oh man, that's too bad. That's too bad. That's a real heartbreaker for me. I think that the problem with Nidhogger is just that we're talking a 99 mana match, and he could only field 5 guys.
Yep.
That's hurting, that he couldn't get that extra tank in front to give him the sustain to be able to use those guys, to be able to get Nidhogger in there. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. I thought that he'd have a chance, but the Tofu team was just too fast in the end and just broke him down before he even got a chance to attack. I held out hope there, YGG. I'm a part of the YGG group buy that got in on making Nighthawker.
Yeah.
And while I might have disagreed a little bit with changing his stats afterwards, I was disappointed with the way that he turned.
So what did that end up passing? I actually missed that news. I know that we were talking about it.
It didn't pass.
Okay.
It didn't pass.
I'm kind of glad
it was close, but it didn't quite pass.
I posted my thoughts on it. I did a video. First of all, I liked playing with Nidhogger. I have a lot of fun with it. I also agree it's not the best summoner of the bunch, and I don't necessarily agree with the underlying premise that there was two underlying premises to that whole proposal, in my opinion. One is that the dragon summoner has to be the best summoner. I don't think that was ever established. I don't think that needs to be the case. I don't think that was promised. I don't think
agree with that either.
And then I do think the suggestion was being made that if we edit it afterwards, like now, the stats and the data and sort of its impact, that we would let's say reestablish or encourage customer confidence in the cards and their, especially with the airdrops. Like we would be making a promise, hey, these airdrops are going to be awesome. And I don't think that restores confidence. It would undermine confidence because you're ultimately saying, well, the stats on a card can change really even after release, which to me actually undermines confidence, not establishes confidence. And so I felt like those two premises of the post or the suggestion were really, and I love People's Guild. I know that idea came from them. And I love that our community can debate these things. So I respect the other side of the conversation, but I felt pretty strongly, and I'll be glad that and by the way, I had a gold foil Nidhogger, and so I would have personally benefit if it was buffed, but I just thought it didn't make sense to buff it. And so that's why I said what I said. I think I might be getting other battles or comments from Blaze. So give me a second here, guys. Call these guys out. Okay, so I got Blaze. Blaze has the final brackets, and so we saw Flawless go through from round 1 into round 2. We saw Aubrey make it into round 2 over PVM. We are still waiting on 2 matches to happen. Channel Magnetic is supposed to be fighting Say Die, and you guys are both present. So Channel Magnetic and Say Die are supposed to be fighting one another right now. And then we have SC000 versus RDK Dragon Knight. I'm going to say that again. Channel Magnetic versus Say Die. You guys are supposed to fight a match. One of you needs to challenge the other, and I want that on my X, or I don't think you're allowed to post it in YouTube, but if you can, drop the link in YouTube. I want to see those matches. I want to see every one of these. Channel Magnetic versus Say Die, and then we have SC000 versus RDK Dragon Knight. Guys, get your challenges out. We want even more matches in round 2, but we've already ripped through 47 minutes. I think we can still do 3 matches in round 2 here. That's my hope, and so let's aim for that. But frankly, it's going to depend on how quickly you guys are getting those challenges through. Channel Magnetic, Say Die. SC000 versus RDK Dragon Knight. Please let us know who wins, and I want to see it. Okay. Also, there was something else I really wanted to say there. It slipped my mind because I'm thinking. Oh,
You're talking about Nighthogger?
We can circle back there, but I wanted to check in on the likes. We got 34 viewers, guys. 20 likes. Please, again, let's see a like spike. Again, this is awesome stuff. We got real cash prizes. We want to see both Splinterlands be encouraged for seeking these partnerships. We also want to see InLeo be encouraged because they're putting up money to draw attention to InLeo, their app and their DApp, and they want to see value in partnering with Splinterlands. And we as players in Splinterlands want to see more partnerships. So it's like that quid pro quo, like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. This is good stuff, man. Let's encourage this. Let's let them know this makes sense, and then we're going to see more and more of it. And how exciting would it be in 2025 to start seeing real cash prizes that are growing and growing and growing, like we've seen in other Web3 games, because they see real value in putting money where their mouth is. They see value in approaching our community. They see value in exciting and appealing to Splinterlands users. That's what we're talking about here. And so again, likes are going to communicate that to YouTube, and YouTube's going to communicate that to everybody who's available, and that's going to be what InLeo is looking for, and what Splinterlands is looking for too, by the way. And so, yeah, make sure you're liking and sharing wherever you do that. Silence. Man, these are fun matches. We're definitely seeing what you said, aren't we? We're seeing Tofu. You're either Tofu or you're facing off against Tofu, and you can sometimes, mirrors are obviously an option. We haven't seen one mirror yet. I don't think tofu is invulnerable. What are some vulnerabilities that you see? You talked a little bit about how that double striking archer on the death team might have gotten carried away if it had room to breathe. What are some ways you respond to a tofu, if not just using tofu yourself?
Oh, geez, that's a hard one, to be honest. I found him just really oppressive. I think that one of the main ways is to try and just like kind of reflection shield your way out of him. I think that one of the big ones is using Commander Slade and then giving Slade the phase backup with that Thelonian guy. Let me double check that. What the name of that guy is. Rebellion, promo. So using Commander Slade and backing him up with the Rune Arcanist to give it phase. Because Slade just has such a high speed, and he's got evade, and he's got reflection shield. So if you can somehow put a good tank in there like Slade and give it the phase on top of that, then he himself will do a lot of the work and just hopefully just block a lot, as well as using lots of magic attacks. Like basically anytime that you can build like a magic team or a ranged team that will get around the thorns, I think that that's probably the most important thing. It's just hard to get around the thorns when you want to play like a tank, right? Yeah. And when your tank dies and the rest of your team kind of crumbles, and most tanks end up having a melee attack. So I think that the general Slade into Rune Arcanist behind it is just is a really strong play. Or being able to use Fizzbow, which conveniently actually ends up getting used a lot with the giving 2 reflection shields.
Yep. That unfortunately kind of happens in conjunction with Tofu. Yeah. But Fizzbow would have been a really good Tofu counter if he wasn't in the same colors as Tofu as well. It's just really hard to get around Tofu. I mean, I personally, I know that we talked about Nidehogger and how we didn't want to make changes to Nidehogger, maybe because that would fundamentally change the card itself. But I still strongly feel like we should make changes around Tofu, and at least, if nothing else, remove the snare so we could bring back that paper, rock, scissors with Squirrel. Right now, when you face Squirrel, which is in the same colors as Tofu, so it gives you that, oh, did you choose Squirrel? Because now you're going to range strike and not get thorned and have flying so they could potentially miss. When you bring back that dynamic in the Squirrel versus Tofu battle, I think it would be really beneficial. But Tofu having snare on top of that, he just aces the Squirrel as well. So I'm a big proponent. I was actually probably going to make a little video or something like that about removing snare from Tofu. Even though people don't like changes, I think that that's a change that should happen. It's the only way to bring back a little bit of balance, I feel, because honestly, aside from like Slade and making magic teams, it really is, it's just hard to beat Tofu. And you can see the data that shows how often Tofu's played, like thousands of matches versus the next summoner, which is like in the hundreds. Like we were talking about that a little bit in YGG actually earlier today, and it was something like, here we go, here's the stats. Like the number of matches that were played with Tofu is something like 1,799, and then the next one down is Lorcus with 346. I think that if I'm reading it right, that's what it's talking about. So I mean, that's literally like 5 times more matches with Tofu than the next most popular summoner. So that's wild.
I don't really have a good way around it, and that's why I think that these changes need to happen more than Nidehogger changes, which I might not have supported changing Nidehogger, and even though I own a max Tofu, I'd support changing Tofu.
I hear you, and that's the complicated thing. Like I when I spoke to changing Nidehogger, and I talked a little bit about Tofu. I think the conversation is like, you know, some of these cards we do sometimes release broken cards. And I think like Tofu is up there, like 70-75% win rate is crazy. And I do actually have a battle I'm going to show. I have 2 battles. One of them is just from the leaderboard of Splinterlands in the Modern League. And it's a Tofu, but versus something else. I looked at the top battles from the highest league of Modern, and I found 3 or 4 battles where Tofu was fought. Out of the 3 or 4 battles I saw, they were all Tofu, except for this one. And so I'm going to show it in a second. But I also see Blaze dropped a new match that's from this tournament, and that is the 3rd battle link. I'm going to show the. I want to also say that I just removed, I logged into my Nightbot, guys, a second ago. Nightbot has been restricting some of the comments in the YouTube chat, and I have removed the prevention. So you should be able to put links in the YouTube chat now. You should be able to. I can't say for sure. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm hoping that it'll be so, because it'll make it easier. I do see battle number 3 Blaze sent through. I'm going to feature it in a second. But first, this is a match I just saw. Where'd it go? It's right over here. So this is a match on the screen here, and we're seeing Tofu versus so it's Housewife on the top with the Obsidian play versus Tofu on the bottom, and it's obviously a smaller mana match, as we see, like, you know, for instance, Halfling Refugee and a lot of low mana cards being fielded. And as you said earlier, one of the answers to Tofu is not just avoiding melee and going, for instance, magic, and he's got the Moxiel Rebel, plus he's got the Housewife or the Obsidian buff. And so I happen to know the Housewife is going to pull it out. But just look at these nuclear bombs. I mean, even when he brings a silence, where is the silence? He's got a silence somewhere. Oh, it's over here on the Eleanor. It's just not enough. And I mean, the hit points too. And Dr. Blight putting in work. Dr. Blight is still, like, I mean, even after all these promo cards and all these legends,
best card in the game.
So good, so good. And this is an amazing team. Like, he's got all the bells and whistles, but you know, we're just seeing success here. And so, I mean, sometimes there are counters, and I know Tofu is amazing, but no card is perfect. And you do need to know how to counterplay some of the best plays. Like, if you as you said earlier, if the rule is Tofu, or know that you're playing Tofu, that doesn't mean you always got to pick Tofu. Sometimes it means understand what Tofu could do and find those limitations within the rule set and mana cap that are available to you. Of course, it's still the best summoner right now.
You know what's funny about that match, though? You'll notice that Josie, also expecting a mirror match, didn't really have a lot of melee in her team. So you'll notice that as well, that she was expecting to face Tofu with the team that she created, whereas the other team was just basically like, nope, I'm just going in hard. I don't care if I'm facing another Tofu or not.
Yeah.
Because she had no melee aside from that initial 1 mana guy. I forget his name right now.
Yeah, so do I. But I have here another match. This is part of the tournament, guys. Again, this is InLeo Showdown. InLeo is a DApp that is kind of mirroring what X can do. You can share your blog post on the Hive blockchain, and you guys are going to love that. Check it out. They are putting together money for cash prizes for this. $50 for the winner of this tournament. This is the third battle that we're seeing of round 1. We do have a round 2 and a round 3 for the round 3 as the finalists. And so, yeah, stick around. We also have some other things too. If we have time, we're going to get through. I believe that there's some packs and stuff that we might be able to, you know, throw around here. So we'll see. We'll see about that, though. It's got to be time permitting. This is InLeo first, and we got to get through these matchups. So make sure you're sending your matchups. I did see in Discord that Blaze is telling me that we're supposed to have Channel Magnetic is supposed to throw a battle over to Aubrey D. So Channel Magnetic, you can fight Aubrey D. That's the one of the round 2 combatants. And then it looks like I have, I see our second, our round 1 is complete. I can see the bracket here, but I want to watch this match, and then we'll go back to that in a moment. Okay. So this match is Seidai versus Channel Magnetic. Okay. And so we're going to watch, we got the mirror match with Tofu. We've got Rick Launeman on the top here with Seidai, and he's not on the bottom. I'm super interested in Heloise the Hollow. I don't know that it's going to work out in this context, but actually maybe I do know it's going to work out because it's the names on the accounts. What are you seeing? Yeah, tell me what you're seeing there, Silence.
I'm seeing. I just really like the fact that you've got Izuar up top. Being able to resurrect twice, giving more double strike potential to that backliner whose name I forget.
Yep.
I do like on the bottom, though, with Channel Magnetic, how he's got Mantaroth in the front. But I think that's going to be a tough match. I'd really like to see how Heloise performs in this one. Because, to be honest, I don't have that much experience facing her. So she's either going to take it away. That 8 damage is going to do good work on Iziar, though. I gotta admit, that's going to do some good work on Iziar. Her speed 3 might make it a little bit harder for her to end up hitting the General Goyf, and the I think it's Delia, the one in the very back. I think that's her name.
Yep.
But it's very interesting. The teams are so similar in this in a lot of ways. But you can see how big I think that Rick Law is going to do a lot of work as well.
Yeah.
That's why he shows up all the time. They got so much sustain though on the top with Sadie having
That's right.
the triage going into the Iziar though, and then the double revive on Iziar. That's gonna be tough to get through when Delia is gonna be hitting for 12 at a time.
Yeah, I feel like if bottom wins, if Channel Magnetic wins, it's might be in part because top didn't put the Iziar, like for instance next to Rick Launamon. I like this Mantaroth with the blast is going to really hurt the Rick Launamon, and I think ultimately
I don't think so.
No.
I think that now what's going to happen is that Spite is going to end up getting everyone killed.
I before I press start, I was under the impression that I was under the impression that bottom was going to win. And so I still think that's going to happen. And I think it's ultimately, but let's see. Look at this sexy, look at that execute or that retaliate, man. That play is so insane.
Yeah.
This Heloise the Hollow is a nuclear bomb that goes off and over and over and over again.
That was so lucky though that she hit Delia so hard there. That was so lucky that she hit Delia both times.
True. You're right.
With the speed 6 on 3 and the evade.
Yep. You're right. And she's got the dodge, right? She's got the dodge, which is a 25% chance to avoid in and of itself. So Heloise hit its shots. And again, dude, despite a dodge and a 3-speed disadvantage, that was a 55% chance to miss the Delia, and yet she didn't miss the Delia. And then the Mantaroth is just putting in work and quietly being allowed to do.
Mantaroth's doing the work.
Yeah,
you were right.
Yeah, quietly allowed to do what it needs to. And then look at this scavenge too.
Again, another hit there. Yeah, another hit.
Wow, that was a fun match. Channel Magnetic pulled out the mirror match versus Sadie.
They got it. You were right. You called it.
And and then let's see. So again, we got round 2 matchups. Our round 1 matchups are complete. If we get 4 new IGNs that want to play, we will open another bracket. Okay, so check this out. Rolling off the block, which is Blaze KOS, says that. Here, I'm going to feature the comment. If we get 4 new IGNs that want to play, we will open another bracket. If not, this is the final 4. Okay, so we got right there. Jacob Sosa dropped in. IGN Learner's Mind. If you are here and you want to be in this tournament, you want an opportunity for real cash prizes, get your names in. We got International Travel Channel, ING. That must be NG. I think you meant in-game name. DK1. So I think it's Learner's Mind and DK1. We need 2 more combatants if we're going to do another sort of another bracket. So again, if you're listening to my voice, you can drop your in-game name right now. It's a ghost card tournament. You don't have to have the cards, and there's real prizes available to you. So please submit. There's Louis Nikisa. There he is. OsQ, love you, buddy. Part of the Time and Attention Guild, an amazing player. His in-game name is Luinikisa, or that Luinicisa. All right, how do I send the match? So Channel Magnetic. You send your match by going go to your play window, and then on the top right hand of the screen, you're going to see the word challenge. You're going to press the word challenge. Again, it's under play rank, like you're going to play a rank battle, but you're going to click on the word challenge in the top right hand of the window. And that's going to open up a separate window for your opponent name. You're going to enter in, for you, it was, I just want to make sure I help him here, guys, so we get this dialed in. And if you are participating in this, listen to these instructions as well. You're going to set it up as a 99 mana match. You're going to do the standard rule set only. You're going to do Ghost Modern cards only, not all cards, Ghost Modern, and you're going to do expert level. And you need to make sure you spell your opponent's name correctly before you press send. And Channel Magnetic, you were facing off against Channel Magnetic. Send a message to Aubrey D, Aubry D, Aubrey D, and Channel Magnetic. You guys are facing off, and then it's SC000 versus Flowless. Get those submissions in, guys. Make sure you're letting Blaze know. Blaze KOS, aka Rolling Off the Block, I think, on YouTube chat. They're calling same rule sets, or you can. You know what, Blaze? I don't want to. He says in chat we can mix up the rule sets. I almost want to, but at the same time, I just want to get this round done because I want to make forward progress towards the finals, and then let's do some. We'll tweak the rule sets a little bit in the 3rd round. We can mix up Yeah, we can mix up those rules a little bit. Silence, are you having fun?
Yeah, buddy.
Cool.
Maybe moving into round 2, like those round 2 matchups, maybe we should mix up maybe we should mix things up a little bit. The 99 rule match, I think just is a huge advantage for playing, for just incorporating Tofu, because you end up getting to play with Rick, you end up getting to play with Rune Master Flores, and it's pretty much like that's just optimal, you know. So I think that mixing up the rule sets and just making it like random, now that everyone's had a chance to 99 and show their strong teams, might be a good idea for like the for moving on after those first 8, you know.
You know what we can do is we can incorporate there's no random. It would be so Splinterlands, guys, you need to, on the challenge window, there needs to be a random rule set. Like, it would be great if I was facing off against Silence right now and I didn't get to choose the rule sets. I don't want to know how much mana. Give me a random mana. Give us a random rule sets. That should be a selection button, a filter that would really be a lot of fun. Because, you know, it's one thing when you're hanging on Discord with your buddy and me and Silence go, hey, like, let's do a 99 mana, or hey, let's do a 20 mana, and we could figure it out together audibly. Oh, go ahead.
I think you can do that. I think you just don't fill in a mana cap and don't choose a rule set, and you don't put the check mark next to select elements, and I think that it will do that.
Let's see. I'm going to send you a match right now with no mana cap.
Just leave everything blank.
I'm going to send you a match right now with no mana cap, and it's Ghost Card Modern. Let's see. Let's see what we get.
All right, let's view it. Let's cancel this. Uh-oh.
Did you cancel?
I had the new challenge screen up, and I think it might have messed me up. Let me reload.
Okay, I canceled it. I'm gonna send another one.
There we go.
I'm gonna send it again.
All right.
Silence.
I'll decline that first one.
Yes, please. I'm gonna send a new one right now. I'm sending it. Okay. So, if this works as a random, that'd be great, because then you're right. It'd just be fun to, because whatever happens.
Accept.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Yeah, there we go.
Look,
so this is a random.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so as long as you don't fill it in, it's gonna be rando.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that.
Star Wars style, Rando Calrissian.
You know what? This is fun, guys. Let's do this moving forward. If you haven't already submitted your battles, I'd love to see this. But if you have submitted your battles, and especially per what I previously said, let's run with it. I want it to be, I don't want to disallow a battle that you've already fought. At the same time, it will be a lot of fun if we go through with that sort of randomizer. So I love that. Thank you for calling it out, Silence. That's why we pay you the big bucks, pal. We need all the info on.
Oh, buddy, you know what I'd love to see?
What's that?
I'll pump out another one of my Silence ideas here that I've been pushing too. Would be just to have, like, next to battle, having just another button that's just like another battle button, that instead of you needing to issue the challenge to be able to play someone, it's just you play someone randomly who's waiting in queue. So instead of like a practice mode that you need to like literally click on challenge, find an opponent, do all that kind of stuff, instead of that, it's just you press a button, you don't earn anything, you don't use up energy, but it just makes a battle. Cool. And I think that, and it's all ghost cards, period. It's just a ghost card battle, nothing tricky, no need to have an opponent. You just press it and you play. I think that would be great for new players as well.
Love it. I do have another bracket here, guys. I got 2 more matches that Blaze put together here from people who are live in this chat. So 1, thank you for hanging out today. 2, thank you for being active in the chat. Huge thank you to Blaze KOS, who's making this happen. There's all kinds of work on the back end, both in the chat, talking to you guys, grabbing the in-game names, making these battles happen, and then communicating with me on Discord. Plus, it's like, I think it's like 5 in the morning his time. So the guy is crushing it, staying up all night long to make sure we're having an amazing tournament and an awesome day. So we have Oscu versus Learner's Mind. I believe his in-game name is Louis Nikisa, actually, but let's figure that out together. Oscu, can you comment in the chat? I want to make sure that I got the right one. I think it might be Louis Nikisa. Let's see. Oscu send invite.
For the random rule sets, you just don't fill anything in, Flowless.
Yeah, random rule sets. Don't fill in the mana cap. Don't fill in the rule set. It will randomize for you, okay? And let's see who those matchups are again. It says Oscu versus Learner's Mind and DK1 versus BJY Shadow, okay? DK1 versus BJY Shadow and Oscu versus Learner's Mind. And And yeah, ghost card modern, please. I really want to feature those modern cards. I think that's a lot of fun, especially because I love modern, and I think it's, especially when I feel like when you're handcuffed in sort of, there's so many ways to go with modern. I mean, sorry, with wild. And when you open up ghost cards where every card is available, that's like a library of cards. And so I think feature the modern and go random. Guys, get your matches through. And I think you're able to drop the battle link in my YouTube now. If you're not, you guys can send me on Discord, or you can send it on my X. It's time and attention, and just say here's the link, and also maybe say round 2 or whatever it was. We are waiting on our next battle that we can feature here. I don't have any other ones that I can show at this rate at this very moment, but I'm waiting on Oski versus Learner's Mind or DK1 versus BJY Shadow, and I think did we see Channel Magnetic versus Aubrey? I'm not sure if we did. And SC000 versus Flowless. I don't think we saw that one either. I could be wrong. I might be losing track here. But guys, if you haven't fought one another, do so. And if you have fought one another, send that link through. I want to see those battles. Okay, I'm getting pinged here. Oscu.
Yep, the Channel Magnetic
nice.
was one that we watched with Helio's The Hollow against... you know what's funny? I've always called Say Die Sadie. It never connected that it was Say Die. I've always been like, oh, that's Sadie. So,
I do have Oski's battle.
Yeah,
he dropped.
saw that one.
I do have one of our sort of our supplementary brackets that came in here. Oski dropped his match versus Learner's Mind. I'll feature in a second. And I'm also getting pinged by Blaze. What's he's got for me? Blaze has got, just need a link. Please push these guys to battle. BJY Shadow. I need BJY Shadow to send his invite to DK1, or DK1, please send your invite to BJY Shadow. Again, randomized mana cap, randomized rule set, modern ghost cards. Please do that soon. We want to get those battles through. We're already at 71 minutes of live, and I love it, guys. I'm having fun, but I really want to push that forward. If we get these submissions done sooner, we can do more of a longer sort of final, and I really would love that, rather than just one match and see because that's almost a coin toss. No, they played. Okay. So he says, Blaze says they played already, DK1 and BJY, but we need that battle. We need the actual battle link, please and thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna feature. Let's look at the match between Oscu. Where did that one go? This is it. Challenge. On the top we have Learner's Mind. On the bottom we have Louis Nikisa. That's Oscu. And let's see here. TNA Legion 1. Let's go. Okay, so. On the top, I'm seeing Cryptic with the 7. We got the blind and the slow speed. We'll see where he put those tactics. And on the bottom, we have the mirror match from the Cryptic. Okay. Wow. Okay. We both went Mantaroth. We both went Coral Lurker to throw in the distraction. Swiftness on the bottom. Huh. The Giant Killer, if it lands its shots.
Look at that.
What are you seeing?
Yeah. Look at that placement of the Dahlia behind the Mantaroth, which is going to eat up the blast because of the reflection shield. That was a clever play by Looney.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. You got to, especially if once you think Mantaroth, that's like one piece of, I don't know if Learner Mind wins this one or not, but to slip, if you're putting in a blast monster and you know that it's ghost cards, that my opponent's going to have it. Whenever I play a card, I think, oh, my opponent can see that too. Like, I mean, if you think X is a good play, your opponent probably is thinking X too. And so then you want to immediately think, well, how do I counter that play? And so if I'm bringing Mantaroth, I want to slip a reflection. Let's see if that ends up being crucial to what happens here. If these Swamp Spitter shots,
I think that the speed bump at the bottom is going to be good too.
Oh, the Coral Lurker getting deleted on the top line. Oh, look at that. Crucial dodges happening from both of the Coral Lurkers. I think you're right. I think ultimately, the reflection shield might be really crucial. But then again, he's got the shield on the Kulu Mastermind. Those shots landing on the Coral Lurker. Oh, okay, both Coral Lurkers going down. Oh, did you see that? That one nuclear bomb.
I think it's going to be the heal repair that makes the difference. The heal repair. It's not as flashy.
Yep.
But I think that why can't I remember the name of that 3-drop there for some reason?
Merdali Guardian.
3-drop on the bottom.
Merdali Guardian.
Oscu's guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Merdali Guardian I think it might make the difference in this one, to be honest. It's not as flashy.
Yep.
But I think that it's just going to give that sustain that you need to stay alive.
Especially since the rule set that was the equalizer rule set that they got stuck with. So that means that everybody has 14 hit points, which, man, when everybody gets 14 hit points, you got to bring the heals. I didn't even see that because I was...
You got it.
Yeah. Good win for Oscu.
Look at that. Just giving it gave it the armor back that prevented it from dying to the... Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
The True Strike from Mantarot's going to get through the evade backfire of Delia as well.
Yep. Okay, I'm just checking, refreshing on my... I got second game from Aubrey. I don't know if we saw that one already or not. I'm checking various places. I'm checking Discord. I'm checking... we got people checking YouTube. I'm checking my Twitter. So let's see. We saw this one already. Okay.
If you can take their username and put it right into Splinterlands and just search their matches as well.
Ooh, good idea.
That way you'd see if they had if they completed the match.
Okay, so I've got the other match here. I think this is DK1 versus BJY Shadow, and I have a message from Blaze saying we're ready for this for the next round with this one. Okay, so let's see here. Let's watch this one and then we'll call out those, because I don't want to say who's going to win until we watch the battle. Okay, so we got Lily, who's an amazing, one of the best and from the Chaos Legion. And then you got over here Thaddeus. Okay, we got Magic only with Even Stevens, 56 mana, and everybody but Blue. What are your thoughts on as you look at this one?
Ooh. There's just so much heal that's happening on Rage down there. I think it's going to be hard to get through that Rage, to be honest with you. He's going to be sucking up so much life with the lifesteal.
Yeah.
And then he's got the double heal.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got the cleanse for the Rage as well in case Rage gets afflict. I think it's going to go up to BJY Shadow.
I agree, because you got the life leech over here, plus you got the heal. And you got the cleanse. If you didn't bring the cleanse, then maybe this Dr. Blaze is going to do it. But also, he only really brought the one affliction. Let's see. And
it's got reflection shield too, so it's not even going to take magic reflect if that was a thing.
Immediate poison on the Rage. I don't think that's going to be enough though.
I think that it's going to get healed now because it heals quickly with the. Oh, Fizzball got smoked.
I was surprised by that too, to be honest.
Oh, he got blasted by the Cane Haste or something.
Yeah, he did.
Fizzball's only weakness, the fact that he's got such low HP.
Yeah, why was he almost the Fizzball being in the second spot was a mistake. It should have been in the third spot, so it could have given Reflection Shield to the Goblin Psychic. Or maybe he wanted to have Reflection Shield on the Rage because,
I would have put the Swayed Shaman in the second spot and then Fizzball in the third to give the Swayed Shaman the Reflection Shield.
I agree.
Because I feel like the Shaman is the least useful guy.
I agree.
There.
Yeah, it's another meat shield.
Fizzball didn't have the shield on himself with that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That Rage is still just going to go to town though because of the heal.
Yeah, it's still the same call because the cleanse is happening. There's still one heal out there, and also the life leech is doing work. And he's got Void on the Rage, which is like quietly affecting the damage output. I mean, we're only doing 2 damage a turn, and we have that life leech and the heal. The poison keeps landing, the affliction keeps landing,
and
but
don't
just
forget
doesn't matter.
the more he life leeches, the more he's going to heal as well, right?
That's right. So he's up to 17 hit points standard, and there was no cripple either on the back on the right? Yeah, there was no cripple from DK1, so that can be a little bit of a counter. But I think ultimately the play that BJY Shadow ran was just it was ideal given the context of what was available. I think that might have been ideal.
Sweet.
Yeah, great battle. BJY Shadow pulled it out, and nice match DK1. Okay, I'm gonna check in with Discord and see
nice play, guys.
See what we're seeing. Okay, these are round 2 match. Or hang on, what's it say? Round 2 match complete. This is another. I'm going to click on, I don't know which match this is, but I see it coming through from Blaze. So let me see who this is. We didn't see this one yet. This is a round 2 match. Okay. I think SC000 versus Flowless. We haven't seen this. Yeah, we saw this. No, we didn't see this one with the Mana Warden in the second spot. And
we didn't see this.
Okay. So I'm lost now as to where I'm not sure where this lands within the fullness of the tournament, but it is one of the tournament battles, and Blaze knows what's up. Let's just enjoy this match for what it is, and then we can figure on the back line. I'll read the notes later and see where this landed. But I do, before we talk about this match, I want to quickly feature the next chart that Blaze has got for me. It looks like Channel Magnetic is supposed to fight Aubrey D if they haven't already. and that will form a finalist versus SC Triple O, and then we've got Oscu versus BJY Shadow for another. I think maybe he's thinking there'll be like the third spot. I don't exactly know where Blaze's head's at with this, but I'm trusting that he knows where the prizes are going and how it's going. And I don't want to spend too much time staring at a chart to figure that all out. I want to focus on the excitement here with the matches. First of all, Silence, before we get into this one, I know you've got the kid who's sick and it's already past an hour. How are you doing? Do you need a minute or do you got to go? Where are you at?
Until he wakes up, I'm good to stay here. I put him to bed at like my time 12:30. It's 2:19. If he stays asleep, I'll keep going. And once he wakes up and comes down those stairs, though, unfortunately, it's time to go.
Amazing, and I totally understand as a parent my kid's upstairs sick right now too, guys. But just thank you for being here. If you have to go real quick, thank you for being here. It's been awesome chatting with you.
Yeah, buddy.
We got to do it more often. I love it, and I know the people love it too.
I love it, man.
Okay, I'm seeing Bring Me On Call. Okay, so Blaze is saying
that Grim Burden Smith up top is going to be the real deal, man. Double weapon trained, and it's on a melee from anywhere match. He's going to be the real deal.
When Silence leaves. Okay. Blaze wants to hop on chat, so I'm gonna add him to our conversation here, Silence, and then ultimately when you need to roll out, I'll have a conversation still with him. So I'm gonna add him into this Discord chat, guys. Just give me a second before we look back at the battle we saw. Blaze, create DM. Blaze, good to see you, pal.
Hey.
Silence, you can still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, so we got Blaze on chat too. We got Blaze on chat too, and actually I'm going to share on that Discord window. I'm going to share my screen. Entire, boom, share. Okay, so you guys you'll be able to watch live with me by clicking on the Discord window, guys, and you won't see any delay from YouTube. You get 10-second delay. So, okay, so we do have a match ready. Blaze, is there anything you need to? Is there anything that I'm not aware of that you want to say before I watch this battle? Any updates or information you need to give me? Can you hear me, Val? I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, I'm up to date. No, just the latest bracket I gave you is what we have.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take either the loser of Flowless. I guess we would take Flowless, and the loser of Aubrey and Channelmatic.
Okay.
And have them play against each other to battle for the second bracket.
Gotcha. Okay, so
so they would play against the winner of Oscu and BJ.
I understand. So Aubrey's fighting Channel Magnetic. The loser of that match is going to fight Flowless, who was the loser against SC000, and the winner of that match, will face off against the finalists between Oscu and BJY Shadow. Okay, so guys, Oscu, BJY Shadow, if you haven't fought each other, fight each other. Send me the link, Oscu, after you get it. I'll look for you on Discord. And then, again, if Aubrey hasn't fought Channel Magnetic, maybe that's what we're going to see here. Let's see. The match you sent me, what was it? SC000 versus Flowless. Let's watch this one. This is... We got melee from any position. We got everybody gets out in rage, 54 mana, and we got blue, red, and black. We got the Manthroth on the top with SC000 in the front line with the look at the Grim Barden with a double attack and melee from any position too. That looks pretty sexy to me.
I told you.
Yeah, that looks pretty sexy to me. I think I like what I'm seeing from the top line. Even though the speed is pretty meaningful from the Yasik and Flowless, I don't think it's going to be enough. Especially because Enrage is going to bump the Enrage function or rule set is going to amp up everybody's speed, making. But then again, I think the writing's on the wall. I think
the Manthroth's got True Strike as well, so the speed doesn't matter so much because of Manthroth's True Strike.
That's right. Plus, I always forget that this legendary magic monster. Jackal, I forget its name. It has the triage too, which is so helpful. Yeah. I mean, look at these speeds. 12.
I just maxed mine out the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so worth the Dark Dead Blast. That was the one I got to feature Dark Dead Blast from Splinterlands when they released that one. I was very, very pleased with that feature.
Hippie Sounds, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, you too, Blaze.
We'll have to catch up.
Yeah, man. I'm one of your ambassadors as well, so I'm sure we will.
Okay.
Awesome.
SC000 taking out Flawless on that one, and so coming back, that's where SC000 came into the finalist bracket. So SC000 is going to be competing for the top prize in this one, and then the winner of Channel Magnetic versus Aubrey will slip in there as well. And then we're waiting on a match. I'm waiting on a match between Oscu and BJY Shadow. And then I'm ultimately waiting on a match between Flowless and the loser of Aubrey versus Channel Magnetic. So guys, if you're hearing my voice and your name was just mentioned, I want to see some matches. Aubrey versus Channel Magnetic. I haven't seen the match. Maybe it's been fought. If so, we need to see that link. Then there's, and I think Channel Magnetic, you're in communication through Discord with Silence. So please make sure you're sending links through. Silence, can you check your Discord and see if Channel Magnetic is sharing that with you?
Yep. I don't see anything from necessarily. I just mean I'm kind of looking here at YouTube. I don't see that yet, but I do see that yes, Channel Magnetic, we are randomizing both mana and rule sets now.
BJ, and I'm sending a message over to Oscu to send me his link for his fight with BJY, and I'm sure we'll get a match here in a second. Blaze, this is a lot of fun, man. I hope that InLeo feels that this is a worthwhile endeavor. Man, we've got good viewership for sure. And guys, we have 40 concurrent viewers, 31 likes. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me personally, but as I said twice already, it means something to these people who are throwing money at Splinterlands and saying, hey, we want to partner with you guys. We want to sponsor tournaments and we want to draw up excitement from the community. And so again, if we do want to see more of that, one of the ways you can personally drive that forward is by actually supporting content like this, by dropping likes and letting Splinterlands know you enjoyed this, because then they want to find new partnerships. And InLeo sees, hey, there was for 2 hours, we had 40 people talking about InLeo and an InLeo Showdown tournament. That matters. And so thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for, participating. This is a lot of fun. And Silence, dude, again, thank you for... was it yesterday or the day before? I reached out and I said, hey, Silence, you available? I'd love to have you come on. And he no questions asked. He's yeah, the kids we'll make it work, he says. And they're upstairs sleeping away, aren't they?
Always there, man.
I love it.
Like I said, I love talking Splinterlands. I wish that we could do more of this kind of stuff. Especially with these tournaments, I feel like are a great thing to put on YouTube like this, especially once we get a good flow going like we have now.
Yep.
When you can literally watch a battle, hear commentators evaluate that battle, then move on to the next battle, hear the comments on it, and then it's almost like you're getting a play-by-play and a tutorial all built into one while seeing some high-level play. So I really like this format of doing a tournament and commentating on it. This reminds me of Splinterfest again, when we had basically people watching the games go live and we were commenting on it, So I love this. We should do more of this. In fact, Blaze, this is something that maybe if you had a weekly live streamed tournament that you guys could put out on Splinterlands, I think that this is a great idea. This is a good start to something that could be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be an action-packed year. We're just finalizing the marketing strategy, and it's taking time, but it's coming together very nicely. We're building a solid foundation, so when we run, we're going to run hard. We're not going to shoot a cannon out of a canoe, right?
Yep.
And I think that's what everybody was expecting right off the bat. So we're building this right. We're building this for longevity, and we're going to hit hard. I would say within the next 30 to 45 days, we're going to really start hammering at it with the whole team behind me. Also, by the way, I just there's a link on Twitter for Channel Magnetic versus Aubrey.
Okay.
So just a heads up.
Okay, and I just got a friend request from Aubrey, so I think on Discord. So I think Aubrey's trying to make sure I get that one. So I'm going to refresh on Twitter, and I'll see that in a second here.
It's in Tavern as well. We're getting tagged in Tavern. That has the battle links as well.
Okay. This is so fun. I really do love this. Okay, so I got Aubrey. No, that's from an hour ago. That's not going to be the one. It's in Tavern. Okay, I'm going to go there. Actually,
this is the first time doing this too.
Can you copy the link for me, Silence, from Tavern, and drop it in our Discord chat in the the Silence Blaze post? That'd be great. Because I think I just clicked.
So I've got the BJY Shadow one here.
Okay.
I'm not sure what this one relates to, but here's the BJY Shadow one.
Okay.
That's BJY
Let's see.
Shadow. I don't know who it's versus, but there's the BJY Shadow one.
I think we haven't seen this one
That was
yet.
just posted at
Okay, so this
2 minutes ago.
this was the extra bracket that came through. This is Oscu or Louis Nikisa versus BJY Shadow, and the winner of this one will come in against. I think we said Blaze. We said they'd come in against the. This is like they're fighting for third. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, we have. Yeah. They'll have another battle, but we have the other battle too.
Okay.
So we have Aubrey's battle. I just linked it to you.
Okay.
And then those two are finalists, but then the loser of the Aubrey match. So Channel Magnetic will play Flowless.
Okay.
If they can get that set up, then they will play the finalists of Oscu and BJ.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Then we will we'll be down to the finalists.
So once again, we're looking to see one more match between Channel Magnetic and Flowless. You're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys, get that match through. Channel Magnetic versus Flowless. Please make that happen. Remember, let's do randomized rule set, randomized mana cap. That'll be a fun way of seeing some exciting different looks within this. And again, modern ghost cards. Okay, Channel Magnetic versus Flowless. Make that happen, guys. Right now we have Channel Magnetic versus Aubrey. I guess because we know Channel Magnetic is going on, I suppose that means they're probably going to win. But again, I think we've seen this match kind of before with the Inevitable, the Tofu, the Rick Launemon. Of course, the Delia's out there. Look at double strike. This is like practically a quintuple strike because of all those executes that happen. And another double strike versus over here we got the distraction on the taunt. But I don't know. You know, I think this is going to be crucial. I think this is a big piece of it. Plus, three monsters on the top line that are double striking. What are you guys seeing? Silence, you first.
I'm seeing the same thing. I might have reversed in the bottom the position of General Goyf and Olivia. I might have reversed that position, but I just see like up top, it's just so many attacks. Like it's just so many attacks between Rick, between Delia, and between Runemaster Flores. It's just that's just a lot of attacks, you know.
Yep.
And the Healaway is no doubt is going to get a couple of those in as well.
Blaze, are you seeing anything that you want to comment on, or are you just too busy organizing things in the back rowing? I mean, I'm going to leave it at Blaze has got his
I'm getting organized here.
You got your hands full.
I'm going to display the final bracket. Go ahead.
Amazing. Just I'll keep.
Let me just find. I got the final bracket coming up, and then you can share that.
Love it. Okay, let's see this match here. We got. Let's press play. We're doing 3 speed. I'm calling the victory on the top from Channel Magnetic. Well, I know it is actually.
I think Channel Magnetic's got it.
But I don't think it's.
Just too many attacks. Too many attacks.
Yeah, and the Hello is the Hollow is an absolute nuclear bomb, and for the most part there is no armor on these backlines. Now they are big hit points like 12, 16, 15, but I think Hello is the Hollow is a big piece of this. Look at that. Oh, and the Divine Shield though does eat that one, but again,
I'd say it's less on the Heloise, the Hollow, and more on like Rick, Delia, and Runemaster Flores. Between those guys, that's 6 attacks on its own.
Fair.
I almost look at Heloise, the Hollow as being possibly a negative in this rule set because she comes back with 1 health and then just gets thorned out every time she makes a hit. So I don't even know how I feel about her, but I just feel like the rest of the team can carry it.
Interesting. She's getting shot. She's like fired so many times, but 2 or 3 times. There's another one. She's personally done. I want to say she's
getting thorned.
Yeah, but I think she might have personally done 30 plus damage in what is it, round 2? This is round 2, and she's done 32 damage, I think. Plus, she broke 2 holy divine shields. But I still see your point, and you're right. Like these double strikers are going to put in work. Oh, that misses. And then in theory, the weave or the weary is really potentially concerning. But again, double strike just seems like maybe it's.
You know what? They're all weary. The Helioise actually wearied them all out.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, look at this. This doesn't. I feel like
then we got Olivia being Olivia at the bottom.
Yeah.
We were all wrong.
I know. I really was. I 100%. I 100% thought I misinterpreted what Blaze had said, and I thought Channel Magnetic was going to move along, and I definitely saw it in the cards too. But Aubrey takes it. Channel Magnetic, good submission, but
nice job, Aubrey. You surprised me with that one.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, so the Weary, what was the
real quick?
Yeah,
we have a huge priority list of things to be done, but like little things that I want to add. So when you finish a battle, it'll have a battle log. I would really want to display like the heavy hitters, like who did the most damage, who did the most healing, who's like the MVP with the most kills, stuff like that. So we, connect a little more with the cards.
Yes. Love that. Hey, that would be so cool. Hey, Silence.
Stats are good, man. I like seeing numbers.
Yeah. And to be able to, like, after growing up in the 90s, I used to play a lot of NHL. My first ever one was NHL 94. I love that game. It was the better one than any of the other ones at that moment. It really was legendary. And, the only downside is you didn't get blood when you knocked somebody out. Like if you in 93, if you knocked someone out, a little pool of blood would come out of them, which was so ridiculously, 90s. But 94 was the best one. And the reason I'm bringing it up is at the end of a game, you would get 3 stars. You get the top 3 stars. You'd see like, I used to play Vancouver Canucks. So you'd get like Cliff Ronning, Trevor Linden, Lume or something, or you get, Kirk McLean, you get the top 3 stars, and it was always fun to see the stats of the game, who had 5 assists or 10 shots. And it's a video game, but you really care. And so I think Blaze, people will love that when they can see that, especially after a match where you go, man, what happened there? And you go, it was so close, and where how many misses did so and so get, or how much damage did so and so get, and you could really get into it. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so this is the most updated bracket. I think it is. Okay, so we're getting.
Yeah, real quick.
Yes.
And on this bracket, Channel Magnetic already played Flowless. I'll send you the link to that now to be in the finalist versus Oscu and BJ, and I don't know if they've played yet. Just
Okay.
FYI.
Okay, Oscu and BJY, have you guys fought off? Let me see. I don't see any. I've got Oscu's Discord. Did you fight him yet? BJY Shadow. That's where we're at. We're waiting on.
And I cannot
What's up, buddy?
wait for like a seasonal one of these tournaments. I think that's going to be so cool, and it should be absolutely advertised everywhere with the YouTube video made. And I don't know if you're going to host it every time there, 12. That'd be awesome. But I cannot wait to have one of these like either weekly or semi-weekly or I think that having like big live tournament like this that's in real time is game changer type stuff for me.
Okay, Silence. So BJY is telling me in YouTube that he sent it to you, Silence, and I think you sent it to me. So let me find that here.
Oh, he did?
Oh yeah,
he might have put it in Tavern.
Yeah, and I think you sent it over here. Now, have we featured this one? So much.
Yeah, I sent that one over.
So much is going on, guys. I'm getting confused sometimes. Oh yeah, I think did we watch this one? Or I opened it up, but we didn't. I don't think we looked at it because I don't remember seeing the Osher Constantia. We haven't seen this one. BJY Shadow versus Louis Nikisa. This is one of the key matches that is going to establish some finals. So let's go ahead and watch this one. What are your first thoughts? I'm liking what I'm seeing on the top, but again, Hello is the Hollow could be.
Oh, I'm liking the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm liking the bottom. Luna's got the expose for the Grimbarden Smith. Luna's literally got the Grimbarden Smith counter there in the form of Cryptic. So I think that's gonna end up going all the way. I'm a little worried about the Venka up top, but I just got a good feeling about the Cryptic getting all the way there.
Interesting. Yeah, and
game changer, taking away the void from Rage, taking everything away from the Grimbarden. I'm giving this one to Luna.
Yeah, I see that now with the Cryptic. I wasn't even thinking about the expose. Of course, that's going to be pivotal.
It's the expose.
Oh,
yeah.
And look at that! That raid out of the gates. The Hello is just putting in work by deleting the Venka.
Good.
And that's going to be the last time.
That was so good.
Yeah. And again he's going to deletes the Osher Constantia. We get a res on there because everything has self res. Born Again makes an interesting. I don't even know how that interplays with the Heloise because the Heloise is deleting things, but everything gets that one off res. Oh, and the miss. The Heloise misses.
The miss.
Yeah. And then when the Heloise strikes the rage, it almost doesn't.
Man.
It doesn't almost move the needle, which is one wild thing to see.
I'm worried that he's going to end up getting wearied, that his whole team's going to get wearied out on this one.
I think they will. I mean, they already are. Everyone is currently wearied on the bottom. Everyone. And that is the end of Heloise. But I still think ultimately the expose has made the Grimbarden so vulnerable. Having said that, the rage is right behind with 16 hit points. It's starting. I think I might have called it actually without.
You know what? I don't see any way to stop. Oh no, he's already got afflict. He's already been afflicted. The rage has been afflicted at least.
Yeah.
So he can't get healed. Oh, is he afflicted? He's not. He's not afflicted. He's got afflict, but he is not afflicted.
True.
Himself.
True.
Oh, and there we go. Venka did it. The Venka thing.
Yeah, that one dodge.
Yeah, you called it.
The Venka not getting deleted on that one, that might have been crucial.
And the weary.
Yes, the weary too.
Ooh,
good match. BJY Shadow pulling it out over Louis Nikisa.
Such a good match.
So is this
FYI? I sent you the final bracket, so we're ready to go. Unless we haven't watched one, but
is this
if we
it?
can take it all from here. I am.
You pooched.
I sent it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Hey, you just sent it. So we've got Aubrey versus SC000 and that is, and then we have Oscu versus Flowless. And is the plan here that Aubrey? Walk me through it one more time before you log off there, Blaze.
So right now where we stand is the top bracket will play to go to the finals versus Oscu and Flowless. So Oscu
I thought that BJY Shadow just won that one. Didn't BJY Shadow just win against Oscu? So you got the bottom bracket.
Right, but to pull the board back up.
Okay, Discord. Yep.
So right there. So those are Flowless against Oscu to compete for the finals, and Aubrey versus SC000 to compete for the finals. And the losers of these two go on to the third and fourth.
So I mean, say in the battle that we just watched of Oscu against BJY Shadow, you've got Oscu as the winner, and wasn't it BJY Shadow who was the winner?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was BJY Shadow was the winner of that one.
It's right here. So let's.
Switch it up.
Yeah,
right.
BJY. Okay,
because we're calling him Oscu in Discord, but he's Lunacia in the game. So I can see how that'd be confusing.
Okay, so BJY Shadow.
I got your back, BJY. I got your back.
BJY Shadow versus Flowless, and Aubrey D versus SC000, and then the fighters of those will be the winner. The winner of those will be the winner, and I think I'm a little confused about how the third will be decided, but
here, let me send it to you one more time. Sorry about that. And so that's the bracket. So all four teams that are remaining.
Yep.
The winners of these two battles will go on to the final.
Yes.
And then the losers will play for third and fourth.
Okay. Got it.
So Aubrey versus SC000 and BJ versus Flowless.
Got it. Okay. So once again.
And at this point, if you want to switch it up, if you want to do anything like Little League, it's all on you, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think random is easy, and it's a lot of fun. It's just that we don't know what we're going to get. And but I do think in the final, so this is in this match, guys, let's do a best of three. So Aubrey versus SC000. Actually, you know what? It's almost 2 hours. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's go best of three here, guys. Aubrey versus SC000. 3 matches, please. And try to make them quick. If it takes 50 minutes to do this, it's going to really kill. It's going to be brutal. Let's get those battles through. And I want to see. And Aubrey, I sent you a friend request, or you sent me a friend request on Discord. You can send me these links directly on Discord. I will get them. I said yes to your friend request. So Aubrey, send me your battles versus SC000 after they've happened. 3 matches, best of 3. So if you win the first 2, we're done. We don't do a third match. But you got to win 2 matches to advance here. So Aubrey versus SC000, 2 matches, random rule sets, random mana cap, modern ghost cards only, please. BJY Shadow versus Flowless, same deal, 3 matches. BJY, I think you're on my Discord. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I know you're always chatting with me. I forget your. I think you're on Discord. So if you are, please send them to me directly. And I saw you in YouTube chat. You're at BJY. So let us know. 3 matches, guys. Random rule sets, random mana cap, modern ghost cards. Let's make it happen. While we're waiting on that, let's just do a quick update on the viewers. We're still rocking 39 viewers, guys. Thank you so much. 32 likes. Appreciate you. You're amazing. And again, this is why are we doing this? This is InLeo Showdown. InLeo is a DApp where you're mirroring sort of an X experience, a Twitter experience, and on the blockchain. And so they put together funding. They wanted to sponsor a tournament. They came to Splinterlands and said, "Hey, can we share some money with you guys and draw some attention to our DApp and maybe that collab can be a good thing for them as well as Splinterlands as well as content creators." And so, if you want prizes, you want, I think, more eyeballs on our game, then this stuff is great. Support InLeo. Let them know that this is something that you appreciate. And so thanks for being here today. And I don't have.
And also, this is to display the challenge area too, because it's so fun, right? Like if you're out of energy or you don't feel like playing ranked, you come in here with a couple of friends, you get on Discord, and you guys go at it. It just gives you the creativity to play all the cards and get to know the game. In addition, just FYI, we have a practice mode coming where you're going to be able to practice and challenge whatever settings you put in. You'll be able to play against bots. It's something that's in the works, and it should be done sooner than later. So that's something fun coming up where if you want to just play on your own, you can do that too.
Cool, love it. Yeah, the challenge mode is awesome. The fact that we can choose our rule sets, we can get on when we're out of energy and play with our buddies. Like this is a part of how people are going to, like, we want people to enjoy the game and fall in love and play. And when they fall in love, they're going to want to buy assets. If they fall in love with the game and they enjoy the gaming mechanic, that's been my story. I started playing the game. I felt, there's something special about Splinterlands with respect to like ownership of these collectible cards, and on a blockchain where they're immutable, and ultimately I don't need to be worried about them being stolen or deteriorating in wear and tear. And so there's something special here. The game's fun, and so then I start going deeper and deeper monetarily, and I think that's a path to success. If the game is fun and rewarding, people will go in deeper, and we want them to be able to explore that entertainment side. Well, how can they do it? They can do it with challenge. They can do it with practice. And if they can do these things in effective ways that really, that are relatively seamless, as we've seen this be the challenge function, and to be able to try out cards you don't have and to play at every level and then maybe fall in love with, for instance, playing at expert level where you're going to explore diamond level, champion level cards is going to expose you to cards you don't already have. It's going to potentially create excitement in ownership of these assets from a whole new player base. And that's where I think there's a try and see or taste and see type approach to it that is going to grab new viewers. It's going to lock in new participants in this amazing game. And so, yeah, I love it. I'm not seeing anything coming through on Discord, guys.
That practice mode I think that practice mode is exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was like, hey, we need a way that we can just click play and get to play. And because I don't have any friends. I might not be able to play with any real life humans, but if I want to just jam a game, then being able to click practice and be able to play, even from the standpoint of someone who has assets, that's huge to me. If I'm out of energy but I still want to jam them, I can still do that.
Awesome,
so yeah.
And also FYI, there's a challenge room right above the tavern now, so you can just go in there and say, hey, I'm up for a challenge, and then people can challenge you.
Yes.
I love seeing people in chat. Hey, you ready to go? Let's go. Bring it.
Totally.
Looking forward to seeing how these go.
Yeah, I'm seeing Flowless, and Flowless is trying to figure out the sending a challenge with no rule set. And so I'm going to say one more time, it's on the screen. Don't specify the rule set. Don't specify the mana cap, and the game will automatically generate one random rule set or random rule sets. and it will randomly choose a mana cap limitation, as well as it will randomly choose which teams are eligible. Is it all elements? Is it just blue? Is it just red? It'll decide those things, assuming you don't specify. And then I'm seeing BJY is out there. That's BJY Shadow. I'm seeing Flawless is in the chat. I'm seeing Ready for Next Aubrey D. I'm seeing M. Creaston, who I don't know your IGN, but he's talking to Aubrey. So it seems like all the participants are there and they're doing their thing. I just want to see these matches start coming through, guys.
We have one already if you want to pull it up.
Okay.
Yep. That's the first one of Aubrey.
Okay. Match 1. And again, this is a best of 3, guys. So you got to win 2 of the 3. Make sure you're getting those matches through quick and send through the links, and we'll feature them here. Okay, so we've got on the top, we've got SC000 versus Aubrey. And we've got, so 48 mana with the Back to Basics rule sets, Broken Arrows. So Back to Basics, I often think Magic, and then you can't do Archery, so that's interesting. And then only 5 rule sets. Immortalis is very, very common with this rule set, but then again, so is Grandmaster Wraith. What do you think, Silence?
I think Immortalis is going to pull this out just because it's a heavy Magic team on the bottom, and it's just going to be hard to get through all those hit points when you got Void.
Yep, and we do have the 7. We have the 7 armor, but there's a shatter from the Immortalis. So that was the thing with the Grandmaster Wraith. In some sense, he's probably counting on the armor, but then the shatter is going to just nullify a big amount of hit points. So I think this is going to SC000. Let's find out. I don't even really think it'll be that.
Void
close.
is so powerful. It's hard to beat Immortalis when it's going to be a mostly mana match. It's just it's just hard to beat him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just too many hit, and it's not even like SC000 had a few hit points. Like, he had a lot of big mana monsters. Sometimes you make a compromise, like you want to do more damage, so you sacrifice hit points. But SC000 brought a bunch of hit points, and he allowed, and he brought more damage, and the Void too. So this is interesting. I'm noticing this, guys, and this is a bit of a shout out to Splinterlands. I didn't know they had a repeat challenge button. So I wonder if that can expedite some of your battles, guys. If you were to just press repeat challenge, I think it would reproduce another
definitely.
challenge. So there you go, making it a little more.
Sorry, I hit my head down. I would have mentioned that earlier.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Stay on top of it, guys. You guys are doing great. This is a lot of fun, and I understand. I want to say this too to everybody who's submitting battles to one another. I know it's tricky sometimes in the sense of you send it and you're like, oops, I didn't do this or that. I didn't specify. I did specify the mana, or I didn't, do something that I wanted to do. I didn't click Ghost Card Modern, and then you're like canceling, and which one of these invitations is correct? I appreciate you guys fighting through, because this is a lot of fun, and I know there's always hurdles with stuff like this when we do it live, but I love the excitement of doing it live and seeing what these matches are happening, and having you guys present here. And like Silence said this already a few times, but it's so true. Like, we love this game, and we actually love talking about this thing we love. And so then to come together, because we're actually all over the world. Like, I know Oscar's in like Germany, and many of you are all over the place, and yet we're coming together at this one moment to like talk about this passion that we have, and I love that. So thank you for hanging out today and for doing that. I want to see a bunch more matches coming through. We're still waiting on. That was Aubrey SC000, but we need at least one more match from you guys, depending on who wins the next one. And then we're still waiting on BJY versus Flawless. And I know you guys are in the chat on the YouTube, so I'm going to go back to YouTube chat and see what I'm seeing over there.
It might even be worthwhile to, if we're going to do this more frequently, it might even be worthwhile to create like a Discord channel that's just for tournament links.
Oh yeah.
So when we're doing it, you can just, when you're done, you post your link into the tournament links, and you give like the matchup, and then you can copy it from there and then paste it on. That way, instead of looking all over the place, it'll be in like one place, and we'll be able to streamline things a little bit better as well. But I mean, like I said, I look at this as the first of hopefully many of these live tournaments to come. This is something that's been missing from Splinterlands, just having these live tournaments. And I think that once we get those going with like a moderator, maybe we can rotate them through and have different Splinterlands personalities go in and do these kinds of things. I think this is really going to kick things off. I mean, look at all the viewers that we have right now in in YouTube, and I'll bet a lot of these people that are watching right now, these third floor watchers, would all love a chance to participate as well. So I think there's going to be like the players to fill these tournaments, and the viewers who want to watch it. I know I do.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to bring attention to you guys as well. That's why I wanted to go with Wayne first, because he's been doing this for so many years, and it's just we can do all kinds of things down the road where, you know, the best players from his channel play the best players from your channel, or vice versa, you know, whatever. I bring After Sound in and everybody else, and or even we can go with guilds, right? So like guilds battle it out, and the best players of the guilds play against the other guilds. We can do so much with this.
So check this out. We have another match between SC000 and Aubrey. So this could be the game decider, depending on who wins it. Last one, I do forget already who won the last one. Again, I can look. You're right. I should just go like this. SC000. And then I'm going to be able to see the matches. If they've done 3, I can see it. Look at, no, it looks like Aubrey. You know what? That's okay. We've got one match here. This is SC000 versus Aubrey. And we did see these guys fight already, didn't we, Silence? I think we did.
Not this battle.
Not this battle.
We haven't seen this battle.
Not this battle, but we did see them fight. That was the Immortalis versus the Grand Rats the Wraith, was them in round 1, or the first fight. Okay.
That was round 1.
Who won the first one again? Do you remember?
I think it was, oh man, I think it was SC000.
Let me see. You know what? We got the link right here.
Yeah.
I'm opening it up. So this was the first match. I just want to get this straight in my head because it changes the stakes of what's about to happen. So let's get this right.
Yep,
so we got SC000 versus Aubrey, and this was their first match, and the winner of that one was SC000. Okay, and so match number 2, SC000 won match 1. If SC000 wins match 2, then they are that's a big deal. They're winning, right? They're going to be the competition for. Yep. They're going to be the finalists, right? They're going to be. They can win the top prize if they win this. And the loser of this series will be part of the competition for 3rd place. Okay. So on the top we got the weapon train with the double weapon trainables, plus the Black Jira is going to be great for the poison rule set. The rear cleanse is interesting because it's actually going to cleanse the Black Jira, which I think is ultimately going to win this for. But then again, you got a triage over here. I do think SC000 pulls this out. What do you think?
It's going to be a tough one because I like SC000, but I mean they've got double heal on the bottom on the Jin, but no way to really prevent the poison at the bottom aside from low triage. So I think it's also going to be SC000.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got the reverse cleanse. They got the cleanse. They've got the even though Grim Barton Smith has some attacks that will deal 2 to the Jin.
I can see it's going to fatigue because it says right now I can skip to fatigue, and so that's a little spoiler. We know that means the Bakjir is going to be kicking around and pulling this one out, I think. But we don't have another match right now, so I am going to just watch and see how that unfolds. I think ultimately that was the big thing. Like it's going to heal. It's going to be it's going to be cleansed by the Victor, the Sanctus Vicar. And these things back here, even though you brought a triage with the Liz Shield Paw, it just isn't enough to sustain all 3 of them. And
you know what though? He could stun. No, he could stun lock the Bakjira. He could stun lock the Bakjira because his ranged guy came back to life and no longer has the poison because he was resurrected. He could stun lock the Bakjira out of being able to get its heals.
You're kidding me, dude. That's wild. Oh, but you know what?
So I can't say for certain.
You know what? I know you're right, and honestly, that could be accurate. But here's the thing: it isn't, because we can skip to fatigue, and so that means ultimately when fatigue happens, the viewer is going to die through fatigue. And if what you're saying was going to happen, it needed to happen now. It needed to happen in round 10, not at round 20, because this thing is going to get fatigued out too quickly. There's just no stuns happening, like none. No stun.
Yeah, he's literally. Oh, you know what? The stun is being cleansed because he's got. Can stun be cleansed?
It can be, but that's not it.
I think he's hitting. Even if a stun is happening, the stun gets cleansed by the backline. Yes, it is. The stun's being cleansed.
Also, Dwayne, sorry, the stun side effect is kind of, you'll see it on the top left corner.
Oh.
But the stun effect is broken, so they're getting that fixed in the next patch.
Gotcha. But how is it being cleansed? Because the Egro Dark Spear is a 1 speed, which means it's firing.
The Vicar has the speed that goes before the Bakjira. So the Vicar cleanses Bakjira of the stun, allowing Bakjira to do the heal.
I wasn't seeing that because I was thinking, I was thinking the Igor is going 1 speed, so it's going to go after the Vicar, but you're right, the Vicar goes before the Bakjira. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That would have been so cool if that's the way that it worked out, though. If the cleanse didn't cleanse stunning, I think that you would have stun locked the Bakjira and won it.
Okay, so SC000 did pull it out over Aubrey, so that means Aubrey
took it all the way.
Aubrey is going to be competing for 3rd spot in competition for whoever loses against BJY and Shadow and Flawless. And I still haven't seen any matches from them, but I'm getting Aubrey is sending me some links. Now, Aubrey, hang on a second. Is it? I got 2 links from Aubrey. Is Aubrey? Let me get my head to pull this over here.
BJY Shadow sent the first link into Discord. I'll post it into our little chat that we got going on here.
Perfect. If you guys don't mind, let's see if we can manage everything from here, because I am tired of bouncing back and forth.
Okay, pal.
So I got BJY Shadow's match. All right, so that one I just posted is the first match of BJY against Flawless that I just put into our little chat that we got going on.
Amazing. Thanks, Blaze, for everything,
awesome.
buddy.
So we have 4 battles to watch here. No, I'm here. I just, I was just gonna, they can all direct to you guys now.
Okay, yeah, they can. You're not going to bed, though?
No, dude, it's only 7 o'clock here, so.
Oh, I thought you were like, PM. I thought you were overnight or something like that right now. Okay, so this is
I'm ahead of you, 7.
We haven't seen this matchup yet. We also haven't seen some of these cards yet. We have seen the Nidhogger, but we haven't seen the Aggro Longtail at all. We haven't seen the Chaos Dragon, and in conjunction with the Nidhogger, that's a very valuable connection or partnership there. I like what I'm seeing on the bottom, but then on the top we have a good solid team as well. Especially with the Rick Launemon and the sustainability of the Grim Barden. There's not any expose over here. What are you seeing, Silence? What are you thinking?
If that Chaos Dragon gets a good hit that takes out the Rune Seer, I think that he has a good chance at it.
Okay, let's watch.
So it all depends on the randomness, the chaotic nature of the Chaos Dragon. If the Chaos Dragon hits the Rune Seer, I think that there's a good chance of Flawless winning.
Mm-hmm. The only thing we haven't talked to is that there is an Enrage on the rule sets, which I don't think is going to be deeply meaningful. But yeah, we'll see. Let's watch it. I'm saying Flawless pulls it out because I like, but hang on.
I want Flawless to win because it's Nidhogger. I want Flawless to win badly.
Yeah.
He'll be on record getting a win with Nidhogger.
He went, see, I want to pause for a second.
That'll make Jangles happy.
I'm pausing here for a second. I think Nidhogger, he used the blast with the death blow, and I really think that was a mistake. I think he might still win, but I think execute with the speed buff on execute over here to give you
Chaos Dragon.
Dude, yes, you got to use the execute with the speed, and then execute with the speed on the Runemancer. You got a double striker here, and this is like a potentially double striker because those blasts can proc another fire. So, anyways, let's press play and keep going. He might still win it. He didn't even put the blast on the rage, and I feel like if you're going to do the blast, you had to put it on the rage. I'm really confused by that application.
There you go. Oh, that was that hit. All right. Come on, baby. Come on, Nidhogger. Again, it's tough, though, because this is a 99 mana battle. We're losing a card. Losing a character is just so devastating.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely
just
right.
Being one character down in a 99 battle.
Yeah, but you can literally put blast on everybody, right? Bring 2 blast cards and then add 3. So it's very situational, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have seen. I don't know that he would have won if he did the. So BJY takes it. I'm not saying Flawless would have won if he did execute, but I think his better chance was the execute with the plus speed, and then I
think it was the execute as well.
Yeah, but nice one, BJY.
The Goblin doing -1 damage on that, I think, or taking -1 magic off really saved the game because that Chaos Dragon would have finished Seer.
Yep. Good call out. Yep, you're right. Okay, so that was a nice win. That was a BJY takes game 1. Do we have a second fight from those two?
Let me take a look. I'll see if you posted it in Discord. Yep, Flowless. Is that the second round you just posted there, Flowless? I'll send you it. It's a different match, I think. So I'll send this one as well to the group chat.
Okay.
It looks like it's a different link, so I'm assuming it's a different battle.
Let's find out.
The one I just put as the second one of those.
Yeah, I just saw it come through.
It doesn't have the question mark ref. I hope it'll work.
It's Flowless
There we
versus
go.
BJY. Yep. Flowless BJY. So this is match number 2, and theoretically, if this could be the end of it. So if BJY pulls this second win, then he is advancing. BJY on the top with the Zedica, interesting, and on the bottom we have Flowless with the Prunda. And okay, so white, blue.
Because it's silent summoners. Because it's silent summoners.
Yeah, interesting to see though. Over here we have blue black, and on the bottom we have white blue, and they're all eligible. But it's just interesting to see how those two sort of those options feed into what was done here. The Venka on both sides being played. They both have the Eleanor Bravefoot. I think the Rust over here from the Weirding might ultimately be really meaningful. Maybe not. It's not super. He didn't bring a Protect even. I like how BJY.
I'm giving this one the BJY.
Yeah. Well, what do you see? Why do you say that?
Because the Protect. I'm saying it because the Venka isn't going to be able to kill the other Venka with the hit, and then BJY's Venka is going to sneak in and kill his Venka with the hit because of the Protect.
We have
and he's got Shatter for the he's got Shatter as well.
We have Fog of War, and so we're attacking the front line with the charge. I mean, we always attack front line with the charge. Yeah, I mean,
Even through it?
I guess
Does it attack the front line through?
It does. Yeah, Fog of War works. Watch.
I'm not sure it's actually the mechanics of this one.
Yeah,
though.
it does.
Yeah.
Charge will attack even through Fog of War.
Front line still front line. Yeah.
And so I was feeling the bottom was going to pull it out because of the dodge, and I know.
Yeah. You know what? The general Slade there, like we were talking about, is just so good.
I know I said it after I already saw something drop, so people might be like, yeah, you just guessed after you saw it, Dwayne. But I was feeling.
Same as me. Well, that's Flowless. It's 1-1.
1-1.
Wow.
Flowless takes
game 2. I didn't understand the mechanics of charge in a sneak rule set.
Yep. Okay. Love it. Flowless 1, BJY 1. Let's get another match out there, guys. Once you send it through, if you can, silence when you see it, and then so we know that I want to get this.
We're missing the last battle right now.
So I can upgrade or update the panel here. Is SC000 in the finals?
I think that it was right, wasn't it? I'm getting confused too. I should have a little. I need to have a notepad on the side.
You're correct.
Okay.
And then Arb is going for 3rd and 4th, and then how about the other ones? How about BJ and Flowless?
Right now
we're waiting for the last one of their battles. Here we go. I'm bringing it. He just posted it. I'm bringing it to the channel. This is it. This is for the final one of the battles for first. I just put it in. It's the 3rd link.
Yes, I'm going to click on it. This is the winner of this match is going to advance to. Hang on. They are the winner of the tournament, or am I getting confused now? I don't want to click on it even until I get this right in my mind.
No, we're still going to go to the finals.
Okay.
Right? 1st and 2nd are still be disputed, and 3rd and 4th.
Okay. This is a huge match, though. Winner of this is fighting for the big prize. Okay, so on the top we see Flowless. On the bottom we got
SC000.
Yes. On the top we got Flowless. On the bottom we got BJY Shadow with the speed on the Lux. We are a 28-mana match with Back to Basics. Again, Back to Basics with the Immortalis. Very, very logical, very helpful. The armor is meaningful, but at the same time, we got Shatter. And so I'm thinking immediately Flowless. What do you think?
I'm thinking BJY Shadow. I think that piece of armor is gonna bring it out, because even though it's only 1 armor, the fact that it's still gonna absorb that hit is gonna be relevant. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. There's so much magic up top, but it might get through the Venari at the very back there, who's dealing 4, is going to hit armor first.
I think ultimately, I think I'm giving it to Flowless, and I think it's because BJY didn't bring enough. He didn't bring enough archery. If he brought more archery, I'd like his arts better.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Not enough hit points.
Yeah, and every time that silent, every time that void just chipped down that damage output, oh man, just a real taking the wind out of the sails from. Okay, so flawless advances. That was a great.
I'll get this updated here.
Flawless, nice. So this is it, the finals now.
All right, so I'll have that updated in a second, and then Flawless really redeemed himself because he had a second life.
Yep, he lost the game.
He was the revive rule set.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and what are we doing? While we're doing that, how are we doing on the guys? We are over 2 hours, and you guys are killing it. 31 concurrent viewers, 35 likes. Thank you very much, guys. You're amazing. And thank you to InLeo for sponsoring and for creating this opportunity. And yeah, man, it's fun stuff. I can hear my kiddo in the back here, so I'm going to try and filter out some background noise here, guys.
No, we're good here.
Noise gate. Okay. I'm introducing a noise gate. I think I'm hoping everybody will still hear me clearly, and there won't be too much clipping at the beginning and the end of my sentences. And I got my mic right up close, so it seems like on my end, like it should be working. But if the audience sees a problem or hears a problem with my audio, please let me know. I just want to make sure I'm noise gating some of the play, let's say, that you might hear in the background.
Sounds good. I just sent you the updated bracket.
Cool.
And first place is $50 of Leo token plus 5 Rebellion packs. Second place is $35 and 3 Rebellion packs. And third place is $15 and 3 Rebellion packs. And then we'll give 3 Rebellion packs to fourth as well. Amazing.
You hear that? So even fourth is getting a little something, guys. Thank you. And some of you showed up and you weren't in the tournament, but then you were here live and you got your names in and you were present chatting and you're, figuring it out. And now there's one of you that's actually coming into that. One of these contestants, I forget who, it might be Flawless, came in at the very end in that last minute bracket. I can't remember now. No, it was BJ by Shadow actually that squeaked in. And so thank you, Splinterlands. Thank you, InLeo, for making this happen. Okay, so we got SC000 versus Flawless. We got Aubrey versus BJ by Shadow. Guys, get your matches in.
You do best of 3 as well, right?
Yeah, we'll do best of 3. Random, I think, is the best way to make this happen. It'll be fun. Every match will look a little different. Yeah. Keep it going random, guys. Again, Ghost Cards Modern. Do not specify the mana cap. Do not specify the rule sets. That way, Splinterlands will give you a random set of rule sets and mana cap. Ultimately, I think that's the most interesting way to run the tournament. We could specify, but ultimately, I think that'll make more mistakes happen. You guys will be looking for the right rule set, and it's just more complicated. Leave it to random. Let it be that, and we'll have fun. And it'll be a best of 3 here, okay, guys?
It'll be really fun if we schedule like a day where all the streamers do this, and then there's smaller brackets, 4 or 8 per streamer, and then we do a final with the winners of each streamer.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be help organize things. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't do 32. Can you imagine?
Oh man, we'll be here all day. So SC000 versus Flawless and Aubrey D versus BJ by Shadow. Get the matches in, guys. I'm just gonna leave.
I'm unfortunately gonna have to call it quits for the time being. It's 3:15 here where I am. I've got to wake up my little guy, get ready to go and pick up my other 3 from the bus stop now.
No problem, pal.
I really enjoyed this. I hope that this is just a sign of things to go. Thanks so much for inviting me on to today, Infidel. I really appreciate it. Blaze, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. To all the members of the audience, I really appreciate you guys participating and chatting with you guys today. It's totally a lot of fun. Shameless plug for me. If you guys wanted to see my content, you guys know that I'm Silence on the Hive type things, and my YouTube is The Silence. But unfortunately, I got to bow out for now, my friends, and I got to get back to the real world, sadly. as much as I love Pretoria.
Love it,
Hey,
man.
great having you.
Thanks for coming through.
So until next time, it's either Sai. I gotta sign out. Take care, my friends. Good luck to everyone. I'm gonna follow up and I'm gonna watch how this ends. I'm fully committed now, so I want to see the ending. But real life calls me back.
Thanks for coming through, pal. Appreciate you. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.
Have a good one, everyone. Peace. See ya.
Okay, so yeah, Silence guys on YouTube. It's at the Silence. Silence is spelled with a P at the B before it, and he's got 304 subscribers. And like he said at the beginning there, he's kind of been more quiet with respect to some of his content creation. But he said before we went live, he said now he feels like he's having even more fun with it. He said, like, I'm creating content when I feel like there's something I want to talk about, I feel passionate about. And so I would encourage you guys to check out his channel, subscribe to the channel, find more content there, and then find him on Hive too, because yeah, there's opportunities for us to even engage and receive rewards for amazing comments. That's the cool thing about Hive. When you drop comments on someone's content, and then maybe some person who has a big Hive bag, they can say, you know, I like what this guy, where your thoughts are coming from, and they might give you some sort of financial reward for participating in that ecosystem. Same as InLeo. It's so crazy that we can do this kind of thing. InLeo Showdown. Thank you very much, guys. Let's see. So SE000 versus Flawless and Aubrey D versus BJY Shadow. I'm going to open up the Tavern as well, because earlier he said that was some of the matches are coming through on Tavern. Splinterlands.
Yeah, they were. I'm also checking YouTube just to see if anybody's saying that the battles are done.
Okay, Tavern. Okay. 59. Okay. So 15 minutes ago, I saw my last updates. The Flawless dropped matches, but those were 15 minutes ago, and I'm assuming those are the ones where Flawless was fighting in the last round. But guys, if it's best if you drop them, you can drop them in Tavern if you want. I'm gonna have that window open, but ultimately, also, you know, I'm gonna try and monitor the YouTube chat and see when the matches are coming through. I hear you, International Travel Channel. The mic is causing troubles. This is like an optimized distance. Hopefully it's not problematic. Okay. Word. Let's leave that open, and then we're going to check the YouTube chat. Post in Tavern when battles are ready. Sounds better. Thanks, Toma the Llama. Great. Post battles in and Splinterlands Tavern channel.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch those first battles, man, because I didn't get to see anything. I was just pinging back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of if it's gonna be like a pre-setup, like moving forward, it's so helpful to do pre-setup where we say like these are the combatants, but it's also so tricky because inevitably some of them don't show, and I almost think, you know, I bet you can count on 20 to 40 people showing up to any of these sorts of lives, and I almost say, you know, you do that sort of thing, but it's like super clear in the initial post. This is happening in a week. You can secure your spot by registering now on the InLeo post, but then you also need to be live. And if you're not live, you won't be included. And so then right at the beginning of the live, 15 minutes into the live, after saying hello and getting kind of established and starting the conversation and flow, you go, who's actually here? And then you create the bracket right then and there, instead of, because I do think, you know, we probably I don't even want to call it a waste. It's not a waste of time. We had fun the way we did it, but just trying to optimize moving forward, it might be like, you know, like create the bracket with the live.
It's basically a roll check. So they RSVP, and if they're not here on the roll check, we'll fill in the blanks with who's new. Something like that, right?
Yep. Okay. Tavern. Okay, so I got a match here. First match versus SCC Flow, SCC or SC 000 versus Flowless. Grab it. Not now. Okay, so on the top
Awesome.
we
Hit
got
the like button too.
yeah. Thanks, guys. We got Flowless on the top with the Yasik and the +2 speed, and on the bottom we got Yasik as well. So what are we looking at here? We got Blast. I like that. With the Blast, I like the scatter shot because you just want to mix it up and throw the damage everywhere. Plus Blood and Sunder, which means your armored units are going to be sort of less helpful, and then Shades of Gray, meaning only neutrals, which really ties down what you're able to do. But I think I like what I'm seeing down here from SC, because he did try the Coral Lurker. Ultimately, it's not going to matter because Scatter Shot is going to avoid it's not going to shoot directly at the Coral Lurker. But the speed from Yasik in conjunction with the Coral Lurker and the dodge and the phase is really smart. And of course, Archimist has got Enrage, and so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I guess I'm going to say it's going to depend where the scatter shots land. And the Delia, they both have the Delia. It's going to depend where the scatter shots land. That's two factors. Where do the scatter shots land? Which cards go down first?
Hey, heads up.
Yep.
Heads up. Flowless has double speed. Oh, wait, no, there's a slow. I think it's balanced. Let's see what happens.
If the scatter shots land in the exact right or wrong spots, that will be crucial. And then the other piece
that was a good one.
Yeah. Oh, and then the dodge isn't working. Like so far, the Coral Lurker has been struck every time. It didn't get to avoid anything, and so that's pivotal. When you pick a Coral Lurker, you need to see some evasion. You can't. That thing is an amazing tank, but it can't endure the damage. It needs to dodge the damage. So Flowless takes round 1 versus SC 000. We need to see at least one more match. Flowless takes round 1 of their fight.
Good stuff, Flowless.
Okay, and I'm gonna go back to Discord and see if I see any others that are there. Yeah, it looks like I got some more here. So second match from the same combatants, I think, right here. Let's go ahead and click on that one. And then it looks like I have first and second match from BJY as well.
Do you want to watch that now? Because that's the final, right?
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You mean click on the BJY Shadow instead?
Let's watch third and fourth. Yeah, third and fourth. And
Okay.
then we'll go back to the other one.
Okay. So this is BJY Shadow versus his opponent. Aubrey D on the bottom versus BJY Shadow on the top. Ooh, I like what I see from Aubrey. But at the same time, this poison. Oh, he's got a snare over here. That snare is gonna, because I was immediately thinking this is gonna dodge everything, but the snare is gonna shut that down. So BJY.
It's got scatter too, though. BJY's got scatter too.
But there's only 2 of them. I think ultimately the Chaos Adjutant is going to be the winner because it's going to drop a poison here. It's going to drop a poison here. It's going to snare and win. And the Dr. Blight too. I think BJY wins this one, even though he's got a heal with the Fizzbow. Plus the Magic Reflect on the Dark Arborist. What a great card Dark Arborist is for 2 mana, right? 4 mana.
It's a reward card too.
I know. See that poison putting in work, and the snare making the whole play was evasion. The Void Dragon was supposed to like stay alive by being evasive, but the snare says no. But BJY takes round 1 versus Aubrey, and let's go back to Discord. And so, should we see the second BJY battle then?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is for third place.
Reminder that because of Splinterlands, there'll be a prize for 4th place as well. But 3rd place is getting some cash from InLeo as well as some packs. And so we have BJY on the top and Aubrey on the bottom. I'm seeing Tofu. I'm seeing Venka. You know, the blind could be really crucial. Ultimately, I think what it matters is the application of the tactics. If you're using the triage, if you, for instance, put triage and scavenge on your Venka, I think that's going to really serve you well. And I like BJY on the top better than I like bottom. Let's see.
Yeah, and remember, look at the trample, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he put triage and scavenge on the Venka, which is going to give it that space. Of course, bottom did as well, but it's just bottom has fewer monsters. That's part of the problem. And the magic damage output is meaningful too. It's going to help give the Venka more room to breathe on the BJY team. And then there's a double triage too. I forgot about that. The Spirit Hoarder not only doing 2 magic damage every round, but allowing the double triage on the Venka. Because the Venka would get thorned out even on the top line, but the double triage is really putting in work. And that's the story of that one right there. So BJY pulls it out. So, Blaze, you're saying that this was the winner of third then? BJY pulled, is that correct?
Third.
Okay.
Yes.
Third place goes to BJY Shuttle.
Stuff.
Fourth place goes to Aubrey D. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Now we circle back to Discord and we get the second match. And I think final match based on the link submissions. The Flowless versus SC Triple Zero.
Okay.
Who won this? Who won the first one?
So the prediction is Flowless is taking it down, huh?
Okay, Flowless versus SC1. So on the top we got Flowless with the Shock Trooper with the crazy 5-bomb, Magic, Super Sneak and Thorns. But Super Sneak and Thorns and SCC went melee. Super Sneak and Thorns, we got the Stitch Leech, which is going to die, kill itself. The Celestial is going to kill itself. I feel like that was a mistake, but let's go ahead and watch it. The Reflection Shield from the Tidebiter, crucial when the Thorn damage is there to be had. Yeah, the Reflection Shield, the self-heal on the Refugee.
There it is.
And the staying away from melee, really, generally speaking. The Flowless team was built to not be hindered by the Briar Patch, and the SE team wasn't. So Flowless pulling it out. So that's it.
Can you believe that's a 1-mana card?
Dude, Halfling Refugee, crazy. 5 mana. Dude, you got to play Splinterlands now, man. Get these Soulbound reward cards while you can. So, dude, tell me, am I correct in saying that's we made it through? We got, was it Flowless for the win?
That's that.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow, guys. That was intense. That was 2.5 hours, not 2 hours. I was hoping for an hour actually, but I knew it would go long. And I said to myself 2 hours probably, but 2.5. And so we got Flowless for number 1. Can we see the final bracket? Can we just, I want to put an image on the screen if I could show like
yeah, it's there. We can put him on the stand if you want, but let's see here.
Direct Blaze. I'm in my Blaze Discord
give me a
chat.
second. I'll get this.
Guys, I don't exactly know how the InLeo is going to come through and how the packs are going to come through, but we're going to sort that out. I'm not going to do that live because that'll just be a little bit boring, but I do want to once again celebrate the top 4 here.
Yeah. I'll get that sent within the next hour.
Okay. And so Flowless pulled it out for the big W. SC gets second rank, right? Because he lost to Flowless, meaning he's number 2. BJY came in third and Aubrey came in 4th. Is that how you got it down?
Yeah, I'll send you the title here.
Boom. There it is. Flowless pulling it out with the 50 Leo and Pax. SE 000 pulling out number 2 with the 35 Leo and some packs. BJY with the 3rd spot, 15 and some packs, and then 4th with the Aubrey. Thank you for hanging out and submitting. I'm pretty sure BJY slipped in through the live chat, making it onto the podium. Good for you, brother. And And Blaze, thank you for helping arrange this. InLeo, thank you for making this possible. Splinterlands, thank you for putting together the packs. And I'm going to make sure that you know the right people get it. And so will Blaze here, guys. But I'm going to actually leave it there because I got my kid right behind me. He's going off. And also it's been 2.5 hours. So you guys are amazing. Thank you for hanging out. Blaze, do you have anything you want to say before we do close it, though?
No, thanks. So this was our first event, and again, we'll work out the kinks. And I really appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat and participating and helping us out, getting those links and making it easy. And looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you, Blaze. Thank you, Splinterlands. Thank you, InLeo. Hashtag InLeo Showdown, guys. Check out the app. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Have an amazing day. God bless.